Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Here we go on a Monday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark General. We've navigated our way here back to a Monday. What's going on, man? Good to talk to you.
Great to talk to you, Beamer, on this terrific Monday morning. A little foggy outside.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's all good. Coming off a strong weekend. Got a nice little other week planned. First week of June. How about that? Feeling good about life? Did you have a good one with the family?
It was pretty solid, man. Yeah, can't really complain about it at all. Trying to think. On Friday, just kind of hung out. Didn't really do a whole lot. I had a busy day on Saturday. Played golf in Springfield on Saturday morning with my stepdad and a couple of buddies. Got back, watched Real Madrid and Dortmund in the Champions League game at home, and then actually went out to dinner with my dad and my stepmom on Saturday evening, and then they babysitted William on Saturday night so Mare and I could go and watch the Crew play in what was a disastrous final for them, but we'll get to that coming up shortly. So got to do that, got to go out, big night out on the town on Saturday night, so that was pretty solid. And then yesterday, my mom and my stepdad came up. So a lot of family time this weekend, which was good. Yeah, we took, Meredith was out playing Mahjong with her friends, like a 65-year-old woman. And so that was solid. And then, yeah, we just kind of hung out. We went to a brewery yesterday, checked off another checklist for my stepdad. He had never gone to a brewery before, like March. We took him there. He's like, man, this is pretty cool. I don't think any place like this exists in Dayton. I'm like, they do. You just don't. You just
find them.
Yeah, you're just not going. And then, so yesterday he ate out of a food truck, and he was like, I've never had a food truck before. I'm like, well,
where is your stepdad from?
He's from Dayton. He's from Dayton, like just north of like downtown Dayton.
I've never eaten out of a food truck before.
Yeah, he hasn't. Hasn't been to a brewery, hasn't eaten out of a food truck, and he was just, his mind was blown.
Come on.
Yeah. He doesn't get out much.
That's not getting out much and never eating out of a food truck are two completely different things.
Yeah.
I mean, they got food trucks at like everything.
Buddy,
Any festival,
I know.
I've never heard anything of the sort.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would have told me he was dropped in from space, then maybe. But food trucks exist in every state in all kinds of different environments.
He's 66 years old.
We have food trucks at kids' sporting events, at games, at festivals.
Yeah.
It's not like they target one like social demographic.
When I told him too, he goes, "Are all of them like similar like this?" I said, "Buddy,
they got all kinds of themes, big dog.
All of them are different. You just happen to go to a Mexican food truck that was selling tacos. They've got everything you could possibly dream of. If you can think about it, they have it.
Yeah. If there's a type or theme of food that you've ever desired, there's a food truck for it.
Of course.
I mean, anything and everything. Here's what you should ask your stepdad. Mm-hmm. Have you ever gotten ice cream out of the ice cream truck? Because that's like the original.
Bob, that is a great question because that's technically a food truck.
That's the original food truck.
OG food truck.
I mean, tell me one that was before the ice cream man.
Can't do it.
He's the one.
Yeah.
He is the one. One of one, the ice cream man.
Yeah.
So if he's ever at least gotten ice cream out of, like, all they did was take that concept and just apply it to other genres.
Mobile kitchen.
Kitchen
on the go.
Whatever you like. You just want to do wings, you can do just wings.
Yeah.
You can do sloppy joes. You
can do barbecue. They got it.
Anything. Anything and everything imaginable. Just falafel. I don't care. You can have whatever you want. My goodness. I'm going to have a talk. We got to dive into this a little more. This is something we got to develop, Beam.
How was your weekend, man? Good?
It was really good, yeah. Really good. Busy weekend, to say the least. Finished mulching on Friday, so that was good.
Nice.
Got that out of the way. Slowly getting my hands like cleaned up and back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
Got that hot tub out of my driveway down to Portsmouth on Saturday morning. We had a full...
We'll get into that later, too, because that looked like quite the endeavor on the social media front.
It was good, so we did that. Came back, played some golf, golf outing over in Lancaster, which was tremendous.
Nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Then got back and had some lacrosse yesterday. Had some dinner and stuff in between. Watched some more movies. I've got a pretty good handle on something, too. I want to kind of kind of workshop here too about a Memorial Day week theme, since we no longer have the tournament that week. It's the next week, at least for the foreseeable future. So something we've been working on there that we'll workshop too. But other than that, man, it was pretty good. Good time.
Good, man. Glad you had a good weekend. It's beautiful. I mean, it's drop dead gorgeous. I feel like all weekend long.
San Diego.
God, it really did feel like San Diego out there this weekend. We got an awesome show lined up for you here this morning. Crew crash and burn. We'll get into that coming up here in our next segment.
50 mil out the window.
Yeah,
man.
gone. Poof, David Copperfield right out the window. They were so close. Couldn't do it. We'll get into that in our next segment. Bill Bender, the Sporting News. He's going to join the program coming up here at 6:35. It is now Memorial Tournament week. We'll get into that coming up here a little bit later in the 7 o'clock hour. NFL owners not doing their coaches any favors. We'll explain that in the 7 o'clock hour as well. Spencer Holbrook of Lettermen Row. He's going to join us, talk about the busy month of June for the Buckeyes coming up here at 7:35. Got a new Ohio State Hall of Famer to talk about. Do that in the top of the 8 o'clock hour. And then Joshua Perry, he's going to round out the program with us as he does every Monday coming up here around 8:35. Before we get into anything else today, it is Monday, the 3rd day of June, 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bob, we got lined up for us today, buddy.
Oh, it's Monday, June 3rd, the 154th day of the year. 211 days remaining in this 2024. First Monday of the month as well. This date, 1781. Jack Jovet begins his midnight ride to warn Thomas Jefferson and the Virginia legislature that the British are going to be attacked. It was a 40-mile ride through the night. Some refer to him, Beam, as the Paul Revere of the South, if you will. This date, 1925. Eddie Collins is the 6th player in MLB history to record his 3,000th hit.
Nice.
1972. Love to hear this one, Shark. One of the all-time bangers by one of the best bands you're going to find. Take It Easy is released by the Eagles.
That would sound so good this morning.
52 years ago. How about that? Getting old. And then this one, 1989. China's government sends in troops and tanks into Tiananmen Square after 7 weeks of protests.
Tank Man.
Not looking good. Not looking good right there. Some birthdays today. Born in this date, 1636. American pastor and the leader of the Salem witch trials, Beam, John Hale. How about that?
Sharky, you went to Salem, didn't you?
Yes.
It's got to be an eerie. It's got to be an eerie place.
Yeah,
just knowing
a little morbid, yeah.
knowing the history behind it.
And all wrongfully accused. That's what made it.
Wait, none of them
really
survived?
No, none of them survived, Bob.
Well, if they would have survived, they would have been witches.
That's my point.
Right.
All not guilty, but all dead. It's rough. That's a rough. It was really a tough vetting process because if you won, you actually lost.
Correct. And then you were like, what did they just say? Whoops.
My bad?
Yeah.
Give you a my bad, Beam. We're on this date, 1844. Garrett Hobart, the 24th VP of the U.S. for McKinley. He died after 2 years, ultimately, in office. Hale Irwin, turning 79 years young today.
Sweet glasses.
Sweet type glasses, 3-time U.S. Open winner.
Sharky, how many times did he win the Memorial, Hale Irwin?
Twice,
Yeah.
and he is a memorial honoree as well.
Oldest winner of the U.S. Open.
Really?
You know what he was?
I do not.
43.
45.
All right.
Yes, the oldest winner of the U.S. Open as well.
You know the oldest major championship winner ever?
Jack was 46 when he won the Masters. I think so. Would Phil win the British at 40?
No, it's when he just won the PGA a couple of years ago.
Was it 50?
He was 50 something.
51?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, yeah, it's amazing for the lefty getting it done. First Lady of the United States, one of Sharks' favorites, Joe Biden, turning 73 years young today. Let's hear it for the boy, Denise Williams, turning 73 as well. Another one I'd like to hear today, Shark. Unfortunately not. Sam Mills, 12-year NFL linebacker, 5-time Pro Bowler, Panthers, Saints. Unfortunately passed away in 2005, born on this date in 1959. And a tribesman.
Ooh.
I've been giving Shark layups here for the last week. Jake Taylor, Kenny Lofton, Travis Hafner turning 47 today.
Quasi shift now for Toronto. Hafner with a drive. field. Thames is back. He's out of room. It's out of here. A walk-off grand slam for Travis Hafner. And the Indians have stunned the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. If that doesn't give you goosebumps, you don't have a pulse.
How about that?
How about that, Shark? Turning 38 today. NBA's final participant and the senior leader of their team, Al Horford of the Celtics, turning 38. Katie Hoff, U.S. swimmer, three-time Olympic medalist, turning 35. At one time, I think, held the world record for the 200-meter individual medley. Jalen Suggs turning 23 today for the Magic. A lot of them remember from Gonzaga, NBA all-second-team defense.
Yeah.
Last year, I said turned 23 years young. And then this date, lost a couple of folks here. One of the greatest boxers of all time, passing away on this date, 2016. We lost the legend, Muhammad Ali.
The casket carrying the body of Muhammad Ali leaves the funeral home in Louisville, Kentucky. Mike Tyson is one of the pallbearers. So is Will Smith, who portrayed Ali on screen. His widow, Lonnie, led family members out of the funeral home this morning. That's Ali's daughter, Layla Ali, with her children. Ali was driven past his childhood home, this small pink house, and then past the center named for him. Ali will be laid to rest at the Cave Hill Cemetery under a headstone that reads simply, Ali.
How many people could get away with that?
Just one name?
Ali. That's the only thing on his tombstone. 3 letters.
Maybe
Ali.
Cher,
Shark.
Ronaldinho.
You think I could get away with that?
Yeah,
just
of
put
course.
Shark on there. I don't
When
need
we
birth date or death date. Just Shark.
When we get you your ceremonial gravestone up by Progressive, we're just going to have that, and it's just going to say Shark.
I didn't say anything. It might be a shark-shaped head sign.
It's just a picture.
Yeah, just
a picture of a
just a
shark.
logo of a shark.
Yeah, that'd
There
be
you
pretty
go.
good.
You pick the one, we'll get it done for you,
right.
Shark. And then passing on this date 3 years ago, 2021, one of the great lawyers of all time, great at his job, part of the dream team with OJ, F. Lee Bailey, 2021.
The OJ case was unfortunately a charade almost from the get-go. It rubbed a lot of luster off American jurisprudence and has held us up to ridicule, and the public was more poorly informed than in any other case that I've handled. It's the only case in my life where the chief witness for the prosecution wound up pleading guilty to perjury during the trial. It's an experience I could well have done without.
Wow. Who was the chief witness for the prosecution?
Mark Furman.
Oh, yes.
I don't know
Gosh.
that he called him the chief witness. I don't know if he was actually the chief witness, but he was prosecuted while he was on trial. Or
Jeez.
while the
Was
trial was
testifying?
going on.
That seems like a good situation.
Oh, yeah, that's what you want. Some holidays and observances today. It is Love Conquers All Day, National Chocolate Macaroon Day, National Egg Day, National Itch Day, National Leave the Office Earlier Day, usually on June 2nd, but June 3rd if it's on a weekend. Thank God it's Monday Day, Repeated
That
Day.
sounds terrible.
And World Bicycle Day. How about that? And those are historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances. For this date, Monday, June 3rd, the 154th day of the year and 211 days remaining in this 2024.
Very well done on that, General. As always, the Cruise Cup run came to an end, all thanks to a bad meal. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes to let you know about, but we are tracking a foggy commute for your Monday, especially out in Plain City on 33 and coming in from the far south side on 23. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Glow Fiber. Glow Fiber Business is now in Ohio. With prepackaged and customized fully fiber optic business internet solutions, call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today.
The Columbus Men's Clinic opened in 2014 for guys who get it done. Let's talk, fellas. You solve problems all day at work. You fix your sink when it's broken. But when it comes to ED and low T, it doesn't get done. We get it. You hate going to the doctor, but you're the guy that fixes things. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, there's nothing to fear and no reason to delay. We've been destroying bedroom boredom for a decade. So if you haven't fixed this, call us. When the pills fail, call us. If you feel like you've tried everything, call us. Here, there's hope. From the conventional to the next next level. You'll be seen by our friendly, discreet physician who will take the time to listen. Imagine finally taking care of this with no surgery. Imagine going from feeling gray to living life in vibrant color. It's time to be confident. Join the thousands of guys who have found success after walking through our doors. Will you be one of them? Dial 614-300-7400 or go to ColumbusMen'sClinic.com to schedule a $99 male performance consultation, including blood work. Do it for you. Do it for her. ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Book your appointment now.
Another day is here, and you're ready for it. What to wear? Check. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Check. Planning for what's next and how to save for it? That's where Bank of America can help. For your financial to-dos, Bank of America has experts ready to help get you closer to your goals. Get started at one of our Central Ohio financial centers or 24/7 in our mobile banking app. Find a location near you at bankofamerica.com/talktous. What would you like the power to do? Mobile banking requires downloading the app and is only available for select devices. Message and data rates may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
Ready for an amazing deal? BreezeLine's fiber-powered internet, starting at $19.99 per month, offers the reliability you deserve and security you can trust. Whether you're streaming, gaming, or working from home, we've got all your needs covered with speeds up to 1 gig and our 2-year price lock guarantee. This deal gets even better with 2 free months of internet, free equipment, and free Wi-Fi your way to protect against cyber threats. Act now. Terms and conditions apply. Offer expires July 8th, 2024. Learn more at breezeline.com.
Rothman and Ice.
Speaking of like jettisoning some excess fuel, it felt like Michigan was doing that. If anyone is not on board, we'll cut them loose, and they did.
Rothman and Ice, weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Attention HVAC contractors. For nearly a century, R.E. Michaels' contractor-first approach has built trust and true partnerships with contractors across the country. Now their exclusive brand, AirTemp, is available to you and delivers homeowners the best value in home comfort. AirTemp equipment is manufactured to the highest standards and is known for quality, reliability, and value. Come visit your local R.E. Michael branch today or visit remichael.com to learn more.
When it comes to your roof, there's really one team to call, Newman Roofing. From the first call to the final nail, our team of professionals will be there every step of the way, answering any questions you have throughout the entire process. So give Newman Roofing a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. I stay up and fueled because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad? Come on!
Got 'em. Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later.
Hours and delivery availability may vary.
Low Fiber Business is now in Ohio, and your business is our priority. Low Fiber delivers reliably fast, custom, and prepackaged internet plans to meet the growing needs of your business. And our dependable 24/7 personal support means your business stays connected. Low Fiber is here, and we mean business. Find out more at 833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today. Glow Fiber Business is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Hey folks, it's game day and the betting's gonna be intense, Drew.
You said it, Dave, but a good pregame routine keeps betting responsible.
That's right, you gotta pause before you play.
Good call. Sports betting is hot, but it can be risky.
And pausing to set limits is an all-star move.
That's right, Dave. If you bet on sports, pause before you play to set limits, recognize the risk, and know when to stop.
Learn more at pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today we're going to be looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be warming up to the middle end of the 80s. Heading into this evening and going into tonight, we drop it back down to the middle end of the 60s. And then heading into your Tuesday, we'll be looking at partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of a pop-up storm. The high tomorrow will be 87. The humidity increases tomorrow as well. That's your latest forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Here's a list of undisputed facts. Beamer is round, Shark was a swinger, and no one derails a show like Bobby Carpenter. No one. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up here in our next segment, Bill Bender of the Sporting News. He's going to join the program. We'll talk all things college ball with him. Again, we have a new YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Just type in 97.1 The Fan in the search bar. Pop in the chat. Mike said my wife's birthday today. Her name's Nancy. She's 46. Very happy birthday to her.
There we
as well.
go. Nice. My mom's birthday is Wednesday.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
June 5th.
Perfect.
So we got that rolling beam.
So Saturday evening was awful for the crew. Just terrible. I don't know. Leading into the game was pretty good. We went to, so our initial plan on Saturday, we were going to go to Studio 35 right by our house.
Okay.
Little movie theater, if you know it. It's right there in Indianola. We like to go in there usually on like Friday evening and hang out. We got what they call the Popcorn Brigade. And it's anybody from, I would say probably, there's usually like 6 to 8 folks that go in there every Friday and kind of hang out. They've taken a nice liking to William. They're between, I would say, probably like 55 and 75. And so we go in there. We usually hang out with them. They're like, hey, we'll watch William for a little bit. You guys just hang
There you go. Get drunk.
Yeah. So usually we go in there, but we were going to go in there on Saturday. So, my dad and my stepmom just moved down from Cleveland. So they're watching William. It's like, it's easy. We had put him to bed too. Like, it's pretty simple. Like, if he makes a noise, just go plop a pacifier back in. He should be all right. So we were going to go to studio for the game on Saturday, drove down there, and the line was like out the door, down a couple of shops. I'm like, I don't know, Mayor. We tried to like circle around, find a parking spot, parallel parks on the street. We're like, nah, probably not going to happen. So we ended up going down to City Tavern, which is right there on 4th. Like, where the Wonder Bread sign is? Right there. So we decided to go down there because that's where we watch Manchester United games at. And we walked in there too, Bob, and it was like, I don't know, a Red Sea had parted ways. There were 3 bar seats, like just open. It was packed everywhere else. We're like, all right, let's slide in there. It's good. So we locked ourselves in to that. We're like, okay, big cup final, feeling good about the situation. Here we go. You've gone down to Mexico 2 times in a row. You beat Tigres, took them to a penalty shootout, and then you smoked Monterrey 3-1. And you get into the game. Crew, I think, had a really couple of good opportunities early on. And then all of a sudden Pachuca scores in the first 10, 12 minutes of the game. They go up 1. They actually scored immediately after as well. It got called back. They went to VAR. Could have been 2-0 early on.
That would have been rough.
That would have been bad. And then they scored again. So you go into halftime, you're down 2-0. Not feeling great, not feeling awful, knowing that you could come back. And then the second half, Pachuca, I think, just really turned on the afterburners. And the difference is, like, they converted their chances. The Crew didn't. Like, they had the opportunities. They had the ball. They could do what they wanted to do kind of with it. But when it got into critical situations, like, they were just – it seemed that they were a step off all evening. Like, they –
unlucky beam?
Not even unlucky. They just weren't sharp. Like, they couldn't string things together. Yeah, like either it'd be a great pass, you would get in on goal, and then it would be a missed shot. Or it would be a situation where it's like, all right, someone's running in, and the pass would be either 6 feet behind them or 10 feet ahead of them, and the players just couldn't get onto it. So they didn't look like sharp at all. And then at points in time, Pachuca were just like running laps around them. Like, it was really bad.
How much do you think the altitude played into that?
Well, I think the altitude played into it too. And then we learned after the game that
did they eat some Michael Jordan pizza?
It could have been the Michael Jordan pizza. I was reading this from Charles Baum of MLSsoccer.com. So the particular circumstances that befell the Columbus Crew in the lead up to the occasion made it impossible for the Ohio side to feel any other way. On the initial evidence of the 90-plus minutes, Pachuca were the superior team, carving open the Crew's defense with regularity as striker Salomon Rondon tormented the visitors' back line, bagging a brace to spearhead a 3-0 victory for their 6th CONCACAF title and a berth in next year's expanded FIFA Club World Cup. Slow, sloppy, and jittery, Columbus looked a shadow of themselves, producing perhaps the worst display since coach Wilfried Nancy took over the helm before the 2023 campaign. Here's what Wilf had to say after the game. Bravo for Pachuca. They deserve to win. So I will not talk about if they deserve to win or not. They won, so well done for them. My players gave everything, knowing that they were sick also. All the team had diarrhea since yesterday. The staff also. So, again, don't get me wrong. This is a fact. I'm not here to tell you that Pachuca don't deserve to win. They scored 3 goals, okay? But my players gave everything, knowing it was not easy for them. You had Cucho say we had more than 20 people from the staff sick with diarrhea all night for 2 days. It wasn't a coincidence that 20 people got sick. I don't want to blame anyone, blame the result on that, but I do think it affected us physically. Some of the guys spent 2 nights without sleeping. I'm not complaining. The city was spectacular. The people were very helpful. It's just not a coincidence that more than 20 people in the group got sick. And then here was Mo Farsi talking about it after the game as well, about what was going on.
I don't want to find excuses, but most of the team were sick before the game. I'll talk about for myself. I was sick and I was feeling cold, but for me it's not. It's an excuse, but for me, I still give my 100%. And of course, altitude is hard and stuff, but I think we prepared well. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know.
I mean, tying those together, it looked like they were sick. Like learning that afterwards, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because they got smoked, absolutely smoked.
Well, that's part of it. You're at elevation, then you're dehydrated, not feeling well. Yeah. It's a little bit of a, it's just a bad situation to be in. A confluence of events, Beam, that are going to work against you. And you see it happen sometime in sports. Sometimes guys can overcome it, but it's very, very difficult to be in a hostile environment, a different altitude, all those different things together. Then you throw this sickness element on top of it, and you're playing in a championship game for North America, like the best club. You're going to for the best club. Like there's a lot there. So it wasn't going to be easy. You probably needed everything to go right, and you didn't have a whole lot of it happen your way.
Yeah, you certainly didn't. So it stinks for them. It was all in all, though. I think it was a tremendous run, right? I mean, you did what you did in December. You won MLS Cup. You get all the way through this competition. You take down Houston, then you take down Tigres, then you take down Monterrey, and then you go in a one-off game at 8,000 feet of elevation, and you get blasted. So I don't know exactly what's going to go on with them in the FIFA Club World Cup. We know that if you won, you would have automatically gotten into that, like as an AQ.
So does winning these games, Beam, does that help their ability to qualify for that?
So we don't know. And
what do you mean we don't know?
We don't know so they have CONCACAF.
It's a secret formula?
MLS has one at-large bid. Nobody knows anything about that at-large bid. It just says TBD. Nobody knows the circumstances. Nobody knows the qualification material. Nobody knows what needs to happen for that at-large bid.
Is that a team chosen by the MLS?
Yes. And I'm guessing that they will do whatever that they need to do to get Miami into the Club World Cup. That's my guess.
So no one knows how that vote...
Bob, nobody. Nobody knows what the stipulations are.
But this is not via the world stage. This is
via MLS.
Okay, so this is not FIFA. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Because
because we're the host nation of the Club World Cup, so we get an at-large.
So they normally wouldn't get an at-large.
Well, the whole thing is new. The whole competition is new.
Oh, okay.
They expanded it to 32 teams, like from 8. So we haven't done this before.
Okay. Well, this is good then. I'm interested to see how this is going to work.
Not in our favor. Is how it's going to be.
I mean, maybe you got to call them out, Bean. You got to let them know.
Hey, Dong, if you're listening, let's get the crew in there for next summer. Bill Bender of the Sporting News, he's going to join us. We'll preview the college football summer as we hit June with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Expect a foggy commute for your Monday, especially on 33 coming in from the Plain City area. Also on I-70 coming in from the Far East Side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ready to be the change and have a positive impact on your community? Consider joining the Columbus Division of Police. Starting pay is $70,000 plus, growing to 6 figures after 4 years of service. We offer paid vacations, paid holidays, and health insurance. Do you aspire to complete your degree? We offer 100% tuition reimbursement after you complete your first year of service. Contact the CPD recruiting unit at jobs@columbuspolice.org or apply online at columbus.gov/government/jobs. The City of Columbus is an equal opportunity employer.
When it comes to getting a new roof, are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Whether residential or commercial, Schottenstein Roofing meets the needs of every customer. From roof installation and repair to siding and gutters, you name it, we do it. Call Schottenstein Roofing, 614-321-8888. to schedule your free inspection today. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
There's a little slice of heaven in a mountain town escape. A pace of life that's less hurried, more authentic, where people greet you with a smile and experiences feel down to earth, yet elevated. From Appalachian art to wineries and craft breweries, live music to a lively spirit. This is West Virginia. We call it Almost Heaven. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Score a goal with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the checking account that rewards you for supporting the crew. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, official credit union of the Columbus Crew. Federally insured by NCUA.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
People are going to want to see you fall when you get to the top.
3 stars, 1 season, changing history.
Cardoso for 3. Banks it in!
To plan these environments, this is what we work for. We fought so hard all season long.
You could not have scripted a better ending to this magical women's college season.
Kiki Rice, Camila Cardoso, and Caitlin Clark. ESPN Plus Original presents Full Court Press, presented by State Farm. Stream now on ESPN Plus.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Cruising along here, little Monday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Right now, we're going to head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check in with our good friend of the Sporting News. He is Bill Bender. Bill, thanks so much for the time, buddy. Always appreciate it. What are you most looking forward to here in the month of June on the college football calendar?
Oh, I mean, just getting ready. I mean, there's nothing going on. You get ready for media days. You get all our preseason content out there. I know we're going to update our top 25 this week. I don't anticipate too many changes, but just getting ready and getting all that list season type stuff out that people can read.
That's it's pretty good. One of the things, Bill, I know you've been covering college football for a long time. Braxton Miller is going to get nominated got nominated. It's going to go into the Ohio State Athletic Hall of Fame. I always find his legacy to be interesting here because he's a 2-time Silver Football Award winner, which puts him in rarefied air. Would have undoubtedly won his 3rd should he not have been hurt in 2014. And then in 2014, he is hurt, and they ultimately win a national championship. And I feel like that kind of whitewashes the early part of his career a little bit. But I don't know if Urban starts nearly as fast as he does without him. So kind of what is his legacy in your mind?
Well, when you said his name, 2 memories popped up. The Wisconsin game and the ability to make that play and throw a game-winning touchdown pass to win that game, and against a very good Wisconsin team, by the way, that had Russell Wilson. And then the spin move against Virginia Tech. I know every once in a while you get an athlete out there that they say like a video game. And Braxton Miller, when you watched him, it was kind of like watching a guy on a video game, some of the moves he made. And I think you're right about his legacy. He doesn't probably get talked about as much as he should in terms of getting that Urban Meyer era kicked off and started on the right foot. There's no question.
I think, too, that spin move against Virginia Tech, what you were mentioning, Bill, it's going to draw, the biggest highlights. I'll never forget the move that he made, inside of the box against Penn State when he's making 6 or 7 guys miss at the goal line, then goes leaping over. And I think that was a road game. Was it a road game? I don't remember. But whatever it was, he was, to your point, he's just so shifty and literally the definition of a human joystick to me.
Right, and the shootout with Michigan, that was in that game too, where him, Devin Gardner were going back and forth and literally last play wins type material. But yeah, such a good player and deserving of that honor for sure. And so congratulations to Braxton Miller. That's awesome news.
It really is. I'm wondering too, Bill, and I know we can do this with a lot of players throughout the history, of whatever. If we go back and revisionist history, this thing, without that injury, I'm trying to imagine Braxton in today's college football and in today's NFL. And I don't know, without that injury, if you could doctor up a better quarterback suit for the way that the game is played today.
For sure. And, I go back to some of his high school highlights too. I believe they went to a state semifinal, at least, maybe a state championship.
They went to a state champion. They beat us on the way in there, so.
Oh, there you go. So you don't want to remember that. I was living down in Charlotte at the time, so I was probably not following Ohio high school football as close as I do when I'm around here. So definitely just a great legacy player, all kinds of victories. And like you said in the NFL, I know he's one of those guys that definitely classifies as it would be a little bit different if he was playing in today's NFL, no question.
Absolutely. Bill, we've got the new NCAA game. The trailers have been dropped. They've been released. It's going to be coming out here very shortly. Are you still a video game guy? And if so, is this be one that you'll be purchasing and playing with your kids?
I'll be coming out of retirement, I think. It's been as you guys know, I'm always running on the weekends. My son, they play video games differently. They're playing games on their phones all the time. So we'll definitely pull that one out. I spent a lot of hours in college playing it, a lot of hours the first couple of years out of college. I mean, I'm old enough. I tell my son all the time, I'm old enough. I remember playing the original Bill Walsh football in the mid-'90s on Sega Genesis. So I could still pull that out and be, I think. But I'm definitely going to have to learn how to play the new one. It's been 10 years. I do think that video game is going to attract more young fans to the game, more, 3rd to 8th grade fans. And I think it's really going to be a good thing for that younger generation to experience that video game that we probably took for granted because we had it every year from 94 to 2015.
They're not going to have to know the pain of going to download the rosters, though, or manually put in the names, because now they'll just all be in there. As we check in with Bill Bender, the Sporting News, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Bill, I know that you were kind of watching and waiting for everything to come out of SEC meetings last week down in Destin. Is there anything that you took away in particular, either from Greg Sankey or any of the coaches down there?
The roster. They're really going to harp on not losing walk-ons, having a large roster, and I think they have a point there because this isn't the NFL where, if you set your roster at 85 to 90, and I get that they want to do that for, revenue sharing, NIL, salary cap type purposes, you can't replace those guys, though. Let's say Ohio State had 15 guys get hurt in one game, which isn't out of the question. Do they have to go around, High Street and looking for players the next week? No, you have to have the walk-ons on the team. I think they're a part of the lifeblood of college football. There's so many success stories as walk-ons, and you have to have a bigger roster in college football than you do in the NFL. It just makes sense.
Well, you mentioned, they're important to the fabric. You look at some of the great – Baker Mayfield, Heisman Trophy winner, started off as a walk-on. Here more locally, Xavier Johnson with what he was able to do last year. I mean, they made a movie based upon it with Rudy. Bill, I mean, that's why I look at this. I go, that's so ingrained in the fabric of the sport. I don't know how you could eliminate it.
No, I lived with one down at Ohio University. Lived with two, and they were huge, and they had to work hard. And they'd come home from practice. They're huge for the scout team, giving looks. And I just think it would be a mistake to get rid of them. That was one of the big things for me today. The other I took away was, they're changing things. Like they don't want us to notice, but Oklahoma, Texas not going to be played at noon. Georgia Tech moving to Black Friday. Ole Miss, Mississippi State moving to Friday as well instead of Thanksgiving. I always liked watching that one on Thanksgiving. So we'd be naive to believe that the Big Ten isn't going to move some game times around. I'm not saying Ohio State, Michigan, but the schedule is going to look weird, and they're not necessarily going to base things on tradition. I know USC LSU came up last week. Man, if USC got Notre Dame off the schedule or tried to get out of that LSU game, I wouldn't be surprised because look at their Big Ten schedule the next 3 years. It's brutal.
You're kind of talking about tradition, Bill. I'm almost wondering, how long do you think it will be until we see Ohio State play a Friday night game? Because I know that the powers that be over there have been staunchly against that Friday nights here are for high school football in the state of Ohio. But it just seems like the way that everything is trending, like that's going to happen sooner rather than later.
It is, but I hope it's not a home game. And yes, I played football in Central Ohio too. I just think football Fridays are so important around here. The football Friday night thing, especially in this area where we're down in Pickerington. That was huge even when I played at Fisher Catholic. It was huge in Lancaster. It's huge everywhere around here. And I don't think people want to go to their high school football Friday night games and have their phones out watching Ohio State. I'm picturing it now, like all these people paying attention to Ohio State playing Minnesota when there's a high school football game right in front of them that we do take more seriously than other states around here. I think other than Florida, California, maybe Georgia, Ohio, this state is definitely in that conversation. And I would hate to see Ohio State playing on a Friday night. That's just me.
Absolutely. I think you speak for a lot of the people around here, and I know that you speak for Bob and I, too. She couldn't hate it anymore. Are you going out to the Memorial this week?
No, but I'll definitely be watching it. I think we're back in the I've got to be on a field every day type of week. But definitely, you know what? I'm going to look into it now that you mentioned it, though. If I could get some time off Friday, maybe I can go do that. I hope the weather holds up. It looks like it's going to be nice.
It looks like it's going to be pretty tremendous. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy coaching, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Yeah, no problem. Thanks so much for having me. You guys have a great week.
There he goes. Our good friend Bill Bender of the Sporting News with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hey, you want to be a caddy on a golf tour? Well, guess what? You might just have a chance. That's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, no crashes on the map, but expect a foggy commute if you're coming in, especially on 33 out in Plain City. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from the other window place.
Wilson, what's with the magic wand?
I'm trying to make our screens do that vanishing thingy yours do.
You mean the disappearing roll screens? Where the screen is there if you want it, or retracts and disappears if you don't?
Yeah, now, is that done with real magic?
No, it's not.
So I should probably take back the wizard's robe.
Yeah, I would. Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and this is my favorite time of the year in Columbus, Ohio. It's summertime, so that means I can go out and lay by the pool, play in the pool with my kids, go play a little bit of golf, run on the track, hike, jog, do whatever I like. But that wasn't the case a couple of years ago. I had joint pain, I had knee problems, and that's from many years of playing professional football. So what did I do? I went to QC Kinetics, and you know what? I brought my dad there. We went there, we talked to him. We looked at their non-surgical procedures that required no surgery, no drugs, and best of all, no downtime. And since then, my knee's been feeling good. My dad's received relief as well. Their advanced treatments harness your own body's biologics and allow it to restore and repair the most damaged joint tissue so you can walk, run, hike, and do the things you love again, just like I can. They're under the leadership of former orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mitchell Sheencup, a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. So go check them out. Don't wait any longer. Go to QCKinetics/Columbus or give them a call at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go.
The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Man's got to know his limitations. Man, you okay over there?
Yeah.
You need me to rub on it?
Oh, I need a rub.
You need me to suck on your toes?
You're damn right.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here for Truehold. If you had a crystal ball, you wouldn't agonize over when to sell your home. You would just ask these questions. Should I sell when my home's value is sky high? Or wait and hope that the bottom doesn't drop out of the housing market? The thing is, I'm not ready to move. You don't need a crystal ball with Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You can literally sell now and stay in your home as long as you'd like. When you sell your home to Truehold for its best current value, you can fully cash out on your home's equity, and you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Truehold pays property taxes, insurance, and all the maintenance and upkeep too. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. You can get an offer now while your home's value is sky high and use the money to secure your retirement, pay off bills, or finance your dreams. It's your money. Do whatever you want with it. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's best value without moving. Again, that's Truehold.com.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized with help from Beacon. I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll be looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies out there today. Temperature is warming to the middle 80s by the afternoon. Tonight we drop down to the middle end of the 60s, and on your Tuesday, we'll have about a 20% chance of a pop-up storm tomorrow. Under partly cloudy skies, temperatures get up to the upper 80s by Tuesday afternoon. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Dylan Robichaud on 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
We here on The Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Schottenstein Roofing. For top quality and a price match guarantee, visit SchottensteinRoofing.com.
Sharky, yes, we have made it to your favorite day of the week. I know you were agonizing this entire weekend about coming in here and seeing us this morning.
Weekends, they just go so slow, Beamer. I just can't wait
Buddy,
to get
you're
back
about to be on an endless weekend, so just chill.
I like the way you think, Bob. The only person to win a Super Bowl and a gold medal is former Cowboys receiver Bob Hayes. Bullet Bob, they called him fastest man in the world. Gable Steveson will try to become the second. Steveson won a wrestling gold medal at the Summer Games in Tokyo in 2021. He then returned to the University of Minnesota and promptly won Big Ten Athlete of the Year in 2022. He signed with the WWE, but was released last month, and now he is going to try the NFL, even though he's never played football. He is 6'1", 275, Beamer, and he has been signed by the Buffalo Bills to play defensive line.
Said he's never played football before?
That's what I said.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah. obviously he is an athletic freak, and if you watched him wrestle at all, Bob, I mean, he can be overwhelming with his power. So for the Bills, what is it saying about them? Well, they're just trying to give an athlete a chance, right? I mean, guys obviously won everything you can win in the sport of wrestling, and they're trying to find somebody that can clog up the middle on the defensive side there, little Aaron Donald type. And again, the adjustment of never playing the game before and your first experience being in the NFL.
That's tough.
I mean, I don't care how good of an athlete you are and the highest levels you play, that is a tough learning level and learning curve that he is about to go through.
Well, it's a whole nother skill set. There's a lot of things that are transferable from wrestling to playing, especially in the trenches in football, but there's a whole nother skill set you're trying to learn on the fly now against the best athletes in the world. So going to be tough for him. And also it goes down with what you see, how you look at it. It's all reactionary. You're one-on-one before. Now it's going to be you've got to pull in more information, be able to read more things at once. There's a lot there. It'll be tough for him to ultimately do that. But you wish him the best. And there was still a chance for that Nate Ebner, when he was trying to actually play in the Olympics this year in rugby, and I think came to the realization that he wasn't going to be able to.
They play sevens in the Olympics?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a great question. I believe so.
Because Nate was more of a sevens guy than a 15s, right?
Yeah.
Like full squad.
Yeah, they played sevens because I remember how open it looked.
Yeah.
So they did that. But yeah, it's pretty special to be able to dominate like that in the world stage and then be able to play a professional sport. So kudos to him. Hopefully he can get it done.
It's unfortunate there's nowhere to go in wrestling. I mean, you can go pro wrestling, but
it's big-time wrestling.
There's no professional wrestling tour.
Yeah, you can become a coach and you can win a gold medal. That's the pinnacle of the sport.
Drew Brees' final season in the NFL, was 2020. He had to call it quits as the Saints quarterback because his passing arm had turned into a limp noodle thanks to a degenerative right shoulder. He has since had surgery on the shoulder. If not for that, Brees thinks he could still play in the NFL even at his current age of 45. Brees says his body feels great. His body can play. His right arm cannot. He says, Bobby, my right arm doesn't work. When I throw in the backyard, I throw left-handed.
Yeah, well, here's the reality. It's because quarterbacks don't have to do anything else and they never get hit. So that's
Bob.
That's real. It's not, you
have to be smart.
I understand that. You can be smart from a wheelchair, but it doesn't mean you can play football. I mean,
that's probably true.
And you don't necessarily have to be smart. You have to be a quick processor. There's skill sets to this, but everybody else's body erodes because your strength and speed begin to leave you. All quarterbacks have to do is be able to sit there and throw. And finally your arm gives out. And I love Drew, and he overcame a devastating shoulder injury. But don't act like, well, if it was just for my arm. I mean, what else
you got?
Exactly. It wasn't like you were 30. You were 40 years old, man. Eventually, you will break down.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I'm like, well, yeah, if it wasn't for Peyton Manning's arm too, he would still probably be out there. I do think it is pretty crazy that he's got to throw with his left hand.
If it wasn't for that judo instructor, Tom would still be playing football.
Of course, man. I think it's pretty wild that he throws with his left hand though, and he can't even.
The amount of guys I know who throw underhanded or left-handed or offhanded, I would say.
How many footballs do you think Drew Brees has just thrown in his life?
My gosh.
I mean, I don't.
Well, those quarterbacks, they always, I say, screw around. They're out there always doing stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me if when he was playing, he would throw left-handed. It sounded like in practice. Just warming up and messing around.
Drew Brees throwing with his left hand is better than anybody else's with their regular right hand, I'm guessing.
There's probably a good chance of that being.
Yeah.
It was a wild final round at the Canadian Open for golfer C.T. Pan. Yesterday, his caddy, Mike Cowan, we know him better as Fluff, slipped and fell coming down a hill on the third hole and wasn't able to continue.
Couldn't get fluffed up,
could not get fluffed up. And speaking of old, Fluff's got to be about 70 now. Anyway, Pan needed an emergency caddy to carry his bag, and he picked some random guy in the gallery. He lasted for one hole, which Pan bogeyed. By that time,
when
Mike...
you say lasted, what does that mean, last?
He took his bag for one hole, And then by that time, Mike Campbell, a worker from Caddy Services at the golf course, had raced out to the 5th hole to help out, and then he finished the front 9. Meanwhile, Al Rydell, who caddied for somebody who missed the cut, was watching the saga unfold at home and raced to the golf course to take over on the back 9 with Pan. Beam 4 caddies in one round. Has to be some kind of record.
I'm guessing it was. I've seen caddies be fired mid-round before. I don't think I've seen a caddy get hurt. I have seen a caddy go down and have a replacement caddy. The most I've seen is 2 in one day. The fella who took CT Pan's bag after Fluff went down.
He was sweet.
He was a larger fella. I don't know if he would have been able to make it the entire 18 holes.
Come on, dude. That's embarrassing.
I'm just telling you.
I saw a picture of him, believe me. The penny was a little snug.
It was a little tight. But imagine
like tank top.
Imagine just being a caddy at home watching this. You're missing the cut. Maybe cracked a few Miller Lights, watching early round coverage. Be like, oh, should I go out there and help this guy? But yeah, 4 in one day is pretty impressive. By the way, Fluff is 76 years old.
Oh my gosh!
He was born in 1948.
Okay, and I have to listen to this guy complain about retiring.
Oh, he's still out there.
You sit on your tan all day.
He's judging the wind with cigarette smoke.
I'm not complaining about it. I get to retire, Bob. I've earned that.
You don't think Fluff has?
Fluff's got enough money to retire if he wants to retire.
But he loves the job.
He said, I want to.
He said, I enjoy walking around. That's what he said. I enjoy carrying clubs and I enjoy walking around.
Terrible.
I can see falling down and slipping and falling down a hill. Unless you go out to golf courses, they are very...
Well, I've seen lots of people at the Phoenix Open fall down.
I've seen a lot of people at the Memorial.
I've seen the hill on number 8. Well, I guess it would be the left side of 18 and then 10. I've seen Gravity win that battle many a times with a sweet
forward lean
plastic snake cup that they've got too going on there. Yeah, Gravity's always undefeated in those situations. One team in the Big Ten actually ranks higher than the Buckeyes in new college football preseason metric. We'll do that in the re-rack coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Tracking a foggy commute for your Monday, especially if you're coming in on the west side on I-70. Also looking foggy on 33 out in Plain City. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors. Voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
This is Paige, owner of Awaken 180 with a buzz term for you. GLP-1. The buzz part doesn't mean GLP-1 isn't important. Quite the opposite. GLP-1 is a crucial hormone produced in our gut that regulates blood sugar and appetite. Basically, it helps control our weight. The buzz is because pharmaceutical companies are positioning medications as your only treatment option. But that's not true. Losing weight with Awaken 180 already supports GLP-1 function, and we're now introducing GLP-1 Balance. GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180 addresses the root causes of weight issues by focusing on nutrition, gut health, and sleep. By addressing these areas, your body naturally balances GLP-1 levels, making weight loss easier and more sustainable without lifelong medications or side effects. If you're curious about GLP-1 Balance and how it can work for you, talk with us. Find us online at awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180, your long-term solution for weight loss.
This show's sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. We blinked and 2024 is already halfway over. Pretty incredible. What's something that you've done this year you're proud of? Keep up the good work with a moment every week to hit pause, set intentions, and reset in therapy. BetterHelp offers affordable online therapy on a flexible schedule. Take a moment with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/like today to get 10% off your first month.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards going to see your favorite team in the playoffs. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can go see your favorite team in the playoffs. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but we cannot guarantee that your favorite team will make the playoffs or even finish with a winning record. They could easily lose more than half their games and finish in the cellar because they stink badly and haven't made the playoffs in years. Savings? Very possible. Playoffs? Highly doubtful. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. We cannot be held liable for your favorite team's terrible and frankly embarrassing performances now or ever.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. 27-year-old Daniel Schneemann made his major league debut for the Guardians yesterday after being called up from AAA Columbus. In the bottom of the second, Schneemann drilled a 2-run double on the first pitch he ever saw in the majors. However, it was the only offense Cleveland could muster in a 5-2 loss to the Nationals. In Chicago, Nick Lodolo allowed 2 runs on 7 hits over 6 innings. As the Reds beat the Cubs 5-2, Lodolo is 5-2 on the season. Alexis Diaz pitched the 9th for his 12th save. It'll be the Florida Panthers versus the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup Final. Edmonton clinched the Western Conference Finals 4-2 with a 2-1 win over Dallas. In golf, 27-year-old Robert McIntyre of Scotland has his first PGA Tour victory. He beat Ben Griffin by 1 stroke at the Canadian Open. The Sports Center is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, give Mark Levy a call at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
The hardest part of your workday is over. You've managed to get out of your fart sack.
Attention campers, lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle. Deal with it.
This is Morning Juice.
Hour number 2 of the program for us. On a Monday, Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here, 7:35, Spencer Holbrook, Lettermen Road, going to join the program. Talk about what's going to be a busy, busy month.
Busy little bees.
Recruiting aspect for the Buckeyes. So Spence is going to join us at 7:35. Then Joshua Perry, he's going to round out the program with us as he does every Monday, coming up here around 8:35. So Spence at 7:35, JP at 8:35.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Saturday night down in Pachuca, disaster zone for the crew. Pachuca was the better team by about 8,000 feet or a mile and a half. 3-0 final score. Everybody after the game, too. Wilf, had Cucho out there, Mo Farsi saying, yep, had about 20 guys who were sick. Got a little food poisoning action, Bob, so it wasn't
Did we say what they ate?
It didn't, no, it didn't.
Did they go to a taco truck down there?
I don't know. Not like my stepdad went to a taco truck yesterday for the first time.
Pretty excited about that, I heard.
Yeah.
Sounds like a win for me.
Yeah, we had checked off the box of a brewery for the first time a couple of months ago. And then we were down at Parsons North yesterday, and they had a taco truck outside. And he's like, "Do you want anything from here?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good." He goes, "Well, how do I order?"
How do I do this?
What do you mean? How do I
do this?
I'm like, you go up to the window and you order you have the menu items. You got the menu right in front of you. You just go up there.
Might even be posted on the side.
There will be a human being inside of the taco truck. You ask them, you say, "Hey, I want this," and then 5 to 10 minutes later, you go back to the truck and pick up your order. Yeah. That's how this transaction
Somewhere
works.
Intermittently, you pay for it along the way as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a standard transaction you're going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
So you got that going for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for him. Even though he had used the food truck before, the original food truck, the ice cream man, Beam.
Yeah, I texted him. I said, "You ever eaten out of the ice cream truck? Gotten anything?" He said, "Yeah, Mr. Softy used to drive around."
I love the fact that he referenced the name of it, Mr. Softy. What a great name!
I
for an ice
agree
cream
with
truck.
that. That is great. That's tremendous. Shark, I mean, you growing up in Ashland, did you have fond memories of the ice cream truck? I don't feel like I haven't heard one in our neighborhood like ever.
They go through ours. They used to go through the one on campus, and the guy would sell dope out of it.
That's great.
What I've been told.
That's perfect.
You know how
there's a song, is it by Master P, the Ice Cream Man? And I realized it's like, it makes a lot of sense.
Gucci Mane's got an ice cream cone tattooed on his face.
Of course.
You know how a 5-year-old can spot the Golden Arches from about 2 miles away?
Yeah.
You can hear as a 5-year-old, you can hear that music coming from the truck like 3 blocks away. Mom, give me a quarter.
Meredith's mom was up, I think, last week. She goes, I pulled, our nephews, they live down in Dayton as well with Meredith's brother, being his dad, obviously. They're 4 and 2. They don't have a house of their own. So Meredith pulled the older one out of daycare just to get him out of there. She does that once a week. She'll pull the younger one out and they'll spend some time together, and then she'll pull the older one out. So she pulled the older one out, I guess this was a couple of weeks ago, and the ice cream truck was, coming along, and he was like, Kiki, ice cream truck. And she was like, nope, not going to do it. And I guess he threw an absolute fit, and she yielded. She yielded to him. They ended up getting ice cream.
No, we just set a bad precedent right there, Beam.
Hey.
That if you throw a temper tantrum, you get what you want. That's not good. By the way, Ice Cream Man, Master P, pretty pumped that I remembered that.
Wish we could play it on the air.
I don't think we could have played it on the air either way, Beam. It's what they would define as an illicit song.
The FCC wouldn't like it?
It had a parental advisory sticker on it from back in the day. But the music video is sweet. Master P's in all white outfit.
Of course he is.
Oh, gosh, I'd love to do that. You know what we, this week, so we have Memorial Day on last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Normally the Memorial Tournament follows that.
That's this week.
And that's this week. We'll be out there Thursday and Friday. All of our shows will be out there until 3 o'clock, so that's exciting.
Come on by. Come say hi to us. We're going to be right out there. If you walk in, like the big entrance by the driving range, as soon as you get down that path, as you get to the clubhouse, we're like right there at the end of the path. So come say hey to us.
Yes, we'll be there hanging out. But we had a swim meet canceled on Wednesday night, and so we were trying to find a movie to watch. You know, it ended up being a nice evening, but it's 6 o'clock. Everybody's at home, 6:30. So we ended up watching Lone Survivor, which I talked about last week. I mean, that was a full day's work. Was it Friday? Or no, then the next day, Thursday, I told you, we watched Black Hawk Down, which that was another full day's work, like emotionally watching that movie. And that was from high school that I hadn't seen that in a long time. Actually, the first dude I watched that with was AJ on the North-South game. Okay. Our whole team. Watched that together. And then we watched We Were Soldiers on Friday night. So really, there's a couple other ones that I want to get the kids experience.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, with Mel Gibson back in the day? It's true story. It's like about the first engagement in Vietnam.
Okay.
Of what they're walking into. And it was a rough situation.
Well, yeah.
A lot of situations similar to Lone Survivor and Black Hawk Down, where it doesn't go the way that it's supposed to. They asked when Mel Gibson, who's the colonel, he asked General what the numbers were. We deemed them as manageable. You have no idea. We have no idea. Like, so, and there ended up being 4,000 Vietnamese in the mountain. Like, it was it's a mess. Watch that. So I think that's going to be our Memorial Day tradition, is watch some real life military movies, some real stories, that are portrayed in film. And that's going to be what we're going to do, I think. Make sure the kids have a firm appreciation for everything that's going on. And then I was playing golf on Saturday at our my high school, Lancaster High School. They have their touchdown club, raising money for the team, do their golf outing. They do it for about 5 years now. It's pretty great. Get a chance to get around with my buddies, play some golf. I've been bringing my son. My dad will ride around, hang out. And he rides with like my son RJ. Yeah. They like to have. He's like, I'm always coming if RJ's coming, so we can ride around and have conversations. And RJ can listen in on my adult conversations that have been regressed back to like our high school situation, which
of course
I don't know if that's good or bad for him to hear. Whatever. It's neither here nor there.
He'll have those conversations soon enough.
But one of them, they're already probably having some of them. But one of my buddies who I played with served in the Marines, and he was telling me about a show on Netflix called Generation Kill, which he said it's the most accurate depiction that he knows of warfare. I said, okay, well, I'll put that in the hopper then as well to read and get that done. But yeah, so it was a pretty good weekend from that standpoint. Being able to play a little golf with some of my buddies, go out to Valley View, hit some balls, have a good time. Kids were out there hanging out, dad's out there running, cruising around, and see some of my old high school coaches. One of our old coaches is Army Ranger, and like he gets fired up, and you get a couple pops in him, and he'll get juiced up, and it's wild 'cause he's probably 50-something now. But when he was coaching us, and he was fairly fresh out of the Rangers, and just
running around.
Oh, unreal stories that he would have.
Untethered.
Talks of the rugged self-reliance beam, individualism, working to a team effort, just all these little great themes. And it was refreshing to my soul to kind of be around them and be able to be a part of it and listen to these guys again who I I don't get a chance to talk to him nearly as much. I told my son, it's like, enjoy hanging out with your friends when you get older. You don't get to hang out with them as much. He's like, well, why not? Like, 'cause you got real life, dude. I got your stuff. I got work. I got a million other things. I just can't come home from work and be like, hey, see, Mom, I'm going to go hang out at my friend's house.
I mean, you could.
I mean, I could.
It wouldn't be good for you.
I don't know if my wife would be very happy about that.
Well, exactly. You could do it.
My kids would probably like to see me and, be
Maybe
a part
not.
of them. And they may probably not at this point, some of them. But, want to be around to try to, get them to their things and try to be and plus I just work all the darn time with doing different stuff. So I don't have that time. So I said to get a chance like for 5 hours to have some nice conversations, share a couple drinks and chill. Like it's a good time.
I'm glad you had a good time. It was a beautiful day on Saturday.
The weather was gorgeous.
It was unbelievable.
Like this is San Diego, buddy. It is dry. It is 70-something degrees, little breeze. You're not getting any better weather than we had this weekend. Now, Sunday was a little rough, but Friday and Saturday were grade A top choice meat.
Yeah, they were. I don't want to jinx it either because, I know we're in Memorial Tournament week. Like, it would have been a nice weekend for them to have the Memorial.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday were beautiful.
Even yesterday, it wasn't too bad.
I like those days.
Yeah, it was gray. It was gray yesterday. We had a little bit of rain, but it seemed to be fine. Your weather update, if you're going to go out to the Memorial this week, tomorrow high at 87, low of 68. Wednesday, some thunderstorms. Thursday, high of 80, sunny. Friday, high of 72.
There we go.
Saturday, high of 75. Sunday, high of 76.
It's going to be a sleeve situation for you and I to start today.
Oh, Coach, it's going to be pants and sleeves on Friday or on Thursday and Friday.
How about pants? Come on.
Oh, sure. Why not? I always rock the pant. I rock the pant when I go out there.
You rock the golf shoes too?
Yeah, maybe a golf glove, maybe a rangefinder. See what these guys have.
Rangefinder.
Yeah, why not? Maybe I'll bring my own bat. Maybe I'll bring a pitching wedge with me just to see if I need to hit a celebrity shot.
A celebrity shot.
We used to do that when we were caddying. We used to be like the golfers usually on 16 would let us hit a tee ball, and we always appreciated that. And they would they would wager on the caddies.
Who's the best one?
Who's got the better shot here? I don't think I ever won one of those one-offs.
Really?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
That's interesting though. That's fun. Bring a wedge. Now, we've talked about this. We're gonna have AJ on Friday.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell you that it's not acceptable for you to wear golf
clubs. Well, Pistol wears them. It's good enough for me.
Yeah, because Pistol's almost 70.
Yeah, so am I.
Might be.
Mentally, I'm 70.
No, you're not. You don't wear cleats to go watch a football game, do you?
Sometimes. Sometimes I dress up in full shoulder pads and helmet while watching the Buckeyes on Saturday.
Who are you, Larry Ice's dad?
I don't do that. I don't wear the golf spikes to tournaments. Not anymore since I've been shamed out of it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to swing a club in no realm.
Yeah.
Well, it's it's a little wet in the morning. Get some grip on the hills. No. You're not swinging a club. You're not doing anything. You're standing there and walking around.
I'm so much looking forward to Friday, too. God, it's going to be great. Thursday's usually awesome, but Friday, I will argue that Friday afternoon at the Memorial Tournament is the best 4 hours of maybe the calendar year for me.
What 4 hours are those?
Those 4 hours are right after the show when Mayor gets to Muirfield between like 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Those are the best 4 hours, I think, of my year.
What about it? What happens after 2 p.m.?
Well,
the second best 4 hours?
That's a great point. We usually just go home and then leave and then have like a normal Friday night. So that's like just back to the normal.
You leave at 2 o'clock?
Yeah, I leave pretty early on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like to be the last one out there. I'll usually stay later on Thursday than Friday. But
really? Well, that's an upset. I thought you would be more of a Friday than a Thursday guy.
There was a day when I would be the last one out of there, over to the bogey, last one out of there.
I can't do the bogey anymore.
I haven't been to bogey in years.
I'm too old for it.
I know. That's what happens, Bean.
Yeah.
Time discriminates against no one. It gets too loud in there. Standing around.
It's too loud. It's too crowded.
Everybody stinks because they've been sweating all day outside. Although this year, maybe not, if it's going to be in the 70s.
Well, you might have to wear spikes in there because I know that floor can be slippery too out of the bogey. Although cleats, I think, on a wet floor like that may also not be a good option.
Yeah. You got to walk with bent knees, wide base. There's a lot of action moving around, Beam. You just got to be ready to go.
One team in the Big Ten outranks the Buckeyes. So that's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes to let you know about, but we are tracking a foggy commute, especially if you're coming in on 33 near Plain City, also on the far west side on I-70. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low prices, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
And right now, 80% lean ground beef in 3-pound rolls is on sale for just $3.49 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
There's a little slice of heaven in a country road's escape. Pure perfection in the form of uncrowded nature. Over 1.5 million acres of parks and public lands. From mountain biking to stargazing. Churning white water to quiet trout streams far off the grid. Almost heaven is down to earth in West Virginia. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
Are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Schottenstein Roofing. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Bishop and Friends.
The notion that non-revenue and revenue sports should all be under the same umbrella. No. Football makes the money. The men's basketball tournament makes the money.
Bishop and Friends.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Score a goal with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the checking account that rewards you for supporting the crew. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, official credit union of the Columbus Crew. Federally insured by NCUA.
The Sign and Drive Green Tag event continues, offering 0% for 84 months with no money down on a John Deere compact utility tractor with loader. Limited time offer. Visit your local Ag Pro today or go online to agproco.com for more information.
This is Kelly Burris, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We run a lot of ads about our firm, but often we don't discuss the resources Cordell & Cordell has available for men facing divorce. We provide many webinars and town halls on YouTube that contain a wealth of information, including our Men's Divorce podcast. Visit cordellcordell.com/resources for the latest news and to download our guides.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Every year, Adult Protective Services receives thousands of reports of elder abuse, exploitation, and neglect in Ohio. When a report is received, Adult Protective Services can check in and provide help if needed. If someone you know is showing signs of elder maltreatment, don't hesitate to call 855-OHIO-APS. Let's work together to help every Ohioan age safely.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today we're going to be looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be warming up to the middle end of the 80s. Heading into this evening and going into tonight, we drop back down to the middle end of the 60s. And then heading into your Tuesday, we'll be looking at partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of a pop-up storm. The high tomorrow will be 87. The humidity increases tomorrow as well. That's your latest forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up in about 15 minutes or so, around 7:35, Spencer Holbrook, Lettermen Row. Talk all things Buckeyes. Busy month for them. The recruiting calendar. So Chive's coming up here about 7:35 this morning. You know what a power index is, Bob? Football power index.
Oh, people love a good power index, Beam. A lot of good rankings.
Oh, tons of good rankings. Bunch of analytics. So ESPN released their new football power index for 2024. The Football Power Index, FPI, is a measure of team strength that is meant to be the best predictor of a team's performance going forward for the rest of the season.
So these quantitative measures or qualitative measures? Because I don't know how you do a full quantitative power index in a sport like football. It's really difficult.
And where nobody's played a game yet.
Yes.
FPI represents how many points above or below average a team is. Projected results are based on 20,000 simulations of the rest of the season using FPI. Results to date and the remaining schedule, ratings and projections update daily. FPI data from seasons prior to 2019 may not be complete. It's based off of wins and losses in your current season. FPI is a ranking, I guess. Football Power Index measures the team's true strength on net point scale, expected point margin versus average opponent on a neutral field. RK, the Football Power Index rank versus all FBS teams. The trend, projected win-loss, win-out percentage, 6-win percentage, and yada, yada, yada. From there on, so forth and whatever. Basically just a deep dive of a bunch of algorithms that they throw in here, see what it gets spit out. Also, too, I wonder, what are they simulating this on?
That's exact. Garbage in, garbage out, Beam. I'll tell you that all day with stats. My professor used to tell me that in school. Like, you've got to figure out how you're gonna measure things, and then what you're going to actually measure. But if what you're measuring is inaccurate or meaningless, then it's not going to give you what you want anyway.
Can you take a stab at who the number one ranked team in all of college football is and the ESPN Football Power Index of 2024?
Georgia.
That would be correct, sir. The University of Georgia, the Bulldogs, have an FPI Power Index ranking of 26.8. I don't know what that
What's
number.
What's the max?
It's a great question.
Is that high? Is that low?
I'm not sure what the max is. No idea what this is on. It could be on a scale of 1 to 27. It could be on a scale of negative numbers to 1,000. I don't know. Their rank is number one. They have the University of Georgia and their projected.
Is it better to be low or high?
High. You want a high number. You want a high FPI.
I mean, I didn't know.
These are all good questions. These are all good questions that you're asking me. We're figuring this out together. Georgia has, in their projected win-losses, again, of the 20,000 simulations, 10.3 wins, 2.1 losses on average. All right, that's where those averages are coming out at. Oregon actually ranks second on the list.
Really?
In this FPI.
That's surprising.
With a number of 24.5, with 10.8 wins and 1.8 losses on there. Texas pops in at number 3 with a 22.9 number. The Buckeyes slot in at number 4 with a 22.2 with a projected win-loss record of 10.2 wins on average of 20,000 simulations and 2.2 losses per simulation.
I wonder who those losses would be to. Oregon, and who else you think? Penn State?
Penn State ranks number 6 right behind Alabama.
Okay. What's Michigan ranked?
Michigan, Bob, is ranked 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th on this Football Power Index with a FPI score of 14.9.
Okay. All right. I'm curious then, like, what's the lowest team they have ranked on there?
Like any team?
Yeah.
That would be out of the MAC, Kent State.
That goes all the way to the bottom.
It goes every school has
I didn't know if it
it
just the top 25 or whatever. Okay, this is interesting.
Kent State is DFL with a FPI number of negative 18.6.
Oh, so you can go below.
Yeah, I guess it does.
All right, because that was my point. Is I was like, we went from 27 to 14, and we only dropped from 1 to 12. It's a pretty precipitous drop there. This thing must really start to flatten out. But apparently, like you said,
It goes negative side of the bell curve.
Get inverted, Ghost Rider, and then we're gonna go below 0. How about that?
Kent State's last. Their projected win-loss record is 3.3 to 8.8 losses. And I'm trying to figure out who the last team in the Big Ten would be. And my guess, if I had one, would either be like a UCLA or an Indiana.
I would guess it's probably
Indiana is the last team, ranks last in the Big Ten with an FPI Power Index score of minus 2.4.
Almost above the Mendoza line. Unfortunately, couldn't get there.
Michigan State with a minus 1.0.
There we go. I like that for Sparty. They've been grinding.
Well, they have been. They've been trying their best out there. And then, where the heck is UCLA at? Yeah, they've been in here?
Maybe they're not there, Beam.
I mean, they should be. They're in the Big Ten, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're new to the Big Ten.
Do they know that they're in the Big Ten?
UCLA ranks right smack dab in between Wisconsin and Nebraska. Couple of spots ahead of North Carolina.
Well, maybe they feel good about their ability to run the ball. They got Foster back. It's a team that's won 8 games the last 3 years.
Yeah, but they lost their head coach, who is now an offensive coordinator here.
Yeah, but you think there's got to be some talent on that roster. Now, is there enough to win more than 8 games? Well, that's going to be the challenge.
What do you think those transition periods for these new schools coming in are going to look like? I mean,
different for every school.
Yeah.
I think Oregon will be fine.
I do too.
I think Washington will be in a pretty good spot.
I think Washington, because they hired Jed Fish, right?
I like Jed Fish.
They hired him off of Arizona, which he had a good run.
Speaking of the OJ trial, did I ever tell you the story about him, Jed Fish?
No.
So
is he a juror?
Jed Fish, I wish. He was a GA, I believe, at Florida, like a student intern.
Okay.
During the OJ trial. So he drove to California and wanted to watch the trial for spring break.
Like in person?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, what? Like, this is real. Chris Chatters and I.
He was a GA currently. During spring break, during their off week, he drove to California to watch it in person.
Yeah, because he wanted to see the OJ trial in person.
That's weird.
Gets there and realizes, there's a lot of people that would like to actually see it. They won't let him in. You can't get in. Like, you got to have a ticket or whatever, some sort of verification. You're either with prosecution or defense or you're this or that. Like, they only had so many seats for just civilians, and those were raffled off or something like that. So I'm thinking, okay, you drive all the way there from Florida to California. You know what? You just give up and go to Tijuana.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Maybe go hang out on in Malibu, whatever you want to do. Undeterred, Jed Fish goes, I think it was to the Goodwill, and puts together a suit, tie, and a briefcase.
This is a real story.
And then this is the God's honest truth. And then he follows in Marcia Clark and James Darden and tells them he's the intern with the prosecution, the student summer intern. And they let him in. And he sat there for the remainder of the week behind them with everything. And we interviewed him. I was like, what was in the briefcase? He's like,
nothing.
Some papers. Just randomness.
Stuff to shuffle around.
I go, how important was the briefcase, the outfit? He goes, the briefcase was paramount because that gave me validity that I was actually belonged. But all of it was purchased at Goodwill.
Good for him.
And he followed in there. And I go, you want to talk about act as if? How did this guy turn Arizona around so fast? Well, there's your answer. I mean, he tricked his way. Now, today, you probably couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm. Back then, you could.
They asked for identification. I showed him my, showed him my
say I'm the head coach of the University of Washington football team. They probably just let you in.
And they might now. But back then, when you were schlepping around at Florida, and you drove over there, and you showed him his student ID and all this stuff, and they said, okay.
You know what that's called? That's called literally pointing to the sign. It's called pointing to the sign.
At all costs. He was not going to be deterred.
Good for him.
And I was like, I give him credit because, like I said, I would have just given up and went to Tijuana.
Of course.
Somewhere.
It turned me away at the door. I said, all right, I'm going to go back to Florida now.
Yeah.
I'm going to cross-country road trip my way back. Spencer Holbrook of Lettermen Row. That's an incredible story. I never knew that.
Jed Fish, winner.
That's my guy now. Spencer Holbrook, Lettermen Row. He's going to join us. We'll preview the big recruiting month of June with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes that we are watching, but we are watching a foggy commute for your Monday, especially out in Plain City on 33 and on I-70 coming in from West Jefferson. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $200 cash bonus at BMI Federal Credit Union when you open a new free checking account. Visit bmifcu.org/free for more details.
With Tim Hortons 2 hot breakfast sandwiches for $6 deal, you can mix and match your favorites. Mix and match between savory sausage or naturally hickory smoked bacon. Mix and match between an English muffin or flaky biscuit. Any two served with a freshly cracked egg and melted cheese. You can even mix and match how you share it. One for you, one for them, 2 for them, or 2 just for you. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches for just $6. It's time for Tim's. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Single item at regular price. Modifications and tax extra. Additional terms apply.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Have you ever called a company and after hanging up the phone, felt a little nervous on who exactly they might be sending to your home? It's a common worry and one that we all face at some point. Well, when it comes to your roof, there's no need to worry because the Newman Roofing team has you covered. Our team of professionals arrive on time in marked company vehicles, and you'll always be greeted with a friendly, warm smile on their face. Our experts take the time to thoroughly educate you on the findings of your home, not only fixing your roof, but ensuring you understand every step of the process, giving you the peace of mind you deserve. That's why Newman Roofing has been the most trusted roofing company in Central Ohio for the last 32 years, and counting. So whether you need a small repair or full replacement, call the company you can trust. Newman Roofing at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Your favorite fan shows are on YouTube. Watch us live or on demand by searching 971 The Fan. Which fan host will awkwardly scratch their privates? Let's find out together. Find us on YouTube, The Fan.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and the playoff action is here. And there isn't a more rewarding sportsbook in the game than Tipico. Get ready to bet on the biggest games of the year, the playoff basketball, the hockey, the actions every night. You want to make the most of every game, you've got to bet with Tipico. You'll get up to 5% cash back on your bets. Claim your new sign-up bonus now and get $150 in protected bets when you deposit $100. Sign up now. Enter the promo code TheFan150 to get your bonus. Download the Tipico Sportsbook app today. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions do apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
I need directions for paying down debt.
Starting route. Apply for a SoFi personal loan and consolidate your debt into one fixed payment. Turn right into a positive outlook and get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign with no fees required.
Got it. You could get out of high-interest credit card debt with a SoFi personal loan. View your rate at SoFi.com/debt in 60 seconds with no impact to your credit score. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/debt. NMLS 696891.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. Feel great, Columbus.com. The Fan.
If you make a wisecrack about Dayton pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
Here's Long here, Monday edition of the program. Brandon V, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Right now we're heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, checking with our good friend Lettermen Row. He is Spencer Holbrook. Spence, thanks for the time, buddy. Always appreciate it. We are now officially into the month of June. What's going on with the Buckeyes? Already seemed one busy recruiting weekend just happened. They got plenty of busy month happening right in front of us. Thanks for the time, buddy.
Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, it's camp season. It's one of the maybe most underrated times of the year just because, we get to go out there and watch some of the next wave of Buckeyes work out with the coaching staff, and Ohio State coaches get to evaluate some of these guys, and they're kind of, available. We can chat with them a little bit. So it's a nice time of year. It definitely starts to pick up, and I'm excited for camp season to get rolling because, you always can count on, Brian Hartline having 4 or 5 5-star wide receivers out there at once, working out. And you're like, well, that guy's going to be a Buckeye in 2 years. Well, that guy's going to be here in 3 years. So it is a fun time, but it still feels a little too slow for my liking. I'd rather just, can we just get to August already maybe?
Slow for you, not for the coaches. They've got camps followed up by OV's official visits, Spence. I mean, I know they had a bunch of guys come through, 10 or 12 or something like that this weekend. How did that go?
Yeah, by all accounts, so far, the early reports coming out of the Woody say that it was a great weekend. You've got a mix of those in-state guys that they absolutely have to lock down with some of those national guys, including 5-star receiver Corian Moore was in town, and that's a huge recruitment that Brian Hartline's kind of put Ohio State in here in just the last few months. Everything that we've heard so far says that it was a great weekend, especially, to be able to impress, that edge rusher linebacker combo, Justin Hill, who's almost a must get for Ohio State, to be able to impress Bo Jackson, the running back, who, Ryan Day has really, really, really taken a liking to, and Carlos Laughlin's doing a pretty good job there. To get those in-state guys in there and say, hey, what are we doing here? Let's go. I think it was a crucial weekend for Ohio State, and you're going to have 3 more upcoming.
How important is it, Spence, for Chip Kelly on the recruiting channel? I mean, guy was the active head coach. I mean, no less than 6 months ago, taking over the reins at UCLA. I feel like too. I mean, we all know his on-field football knowledge, prowess, but I would imagine that he's going to be a pretty darn good recruiter here during his time as well.
Yeah, it's funny because I guess it's interesting because at UCLA they didn't recruit at a particularly elite level, but I don't know if Chip Kelly loved being the head coach in the recruiting process. I think he more wanted to be a position coach in the recruiting process. Well, guess what? Now you get to do that. So I think that he's going to take a liking to that, a lot. And, he's kind of refound his love for coaching and what he's doing right now. And I think that's going to translate onto the recruiting trail. They've got to figure out, quarterback for 2026 when some of these guys start coming in and camping, and they're going to have some guys throwing the ball, for them all throughout the month at camp season, and they'll be able to evaluate those guys. It's a big month for him to, he and Ryan Day together put that brain power that they've got together and go identify their 2026 quarterback because the 2025 one's already taken care of. So, I think that it's a positive that he's not the head coach anywhere anymore. He can, again, like I said, kind of fall in love with the recruiting process all over again and become a pretty good recruiter for Ohio State. Anytime you can sell these guys on, a guy who's got a lot of experience doing what he does and a name like Chip Kelly, I think it's going to be a good thing.
It absolutely will be. And, he's involved in a different way now. The head coach, they don't get to go out on the road anymore. Spencer Ryan's been obviously in here the month of May. They've got a bunch of other weekends set up like this. I think Ryan said he wants to have about 90%, if possible, of his official visits done here in the summer. I mean, are you looking at a number of commitments coming out of these, or what are the expectations after doing these for 2, 3, 4 weeks?
Yeah, I would expect. You can't really take it right away. So we can't say okay, I expect 2 commits out of this weekend, because that post-visit glow is real. And then kids kind of get back into their own living rooms. They sit down, they talk to their family. And, the quotes that are going around the internet right now are maybe a little hyperbole just because of, that post-visit glow that we always talk about. But at the same time, some of these guys are going to fall in love with the program and want to be on board and get their spot, quite frankly, because the Buckeyes are already at, I think 12 or 13, and those spots are going to fill up pretty quickly. I would expect, them to be around that 20 to 21 mark, by the time the season kicks off, because there's not a lot of recruiting to do in the fall anymore. You want to get these guys done in the summer. You want them, be able to play football in the fall and not have to worry about, playing a game at noon and then going back to the Woody and doing recruiting stuff, and then Sunday morning having meetings with recruits when you've got to prepare for your next opponent. And Ohio State loves doing these summer visits, like you said, Bob, much more than they like doing the game day visits. And I know fans want, these kids to see the Horseshoe and to see a packed stadium on their official visit, but Ohio State would much rather have that one-on-one time with them and be able to sit their family down and explain the process and what they have, in mind for their future. And then, hey, if you want to come later, here in a couple months and see a game in the Horseshoe, you're more than welcome. But we want to get that official visit, that majority of that time, that weekend, we want to be able to spend with you, not preparing for a game and you just happen to be there.
He is Spencer Holbrook of Lettermen Row with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. What percentage would you put of the recruiting calendar, Spence, that they get done here in this month of June?
Yeah, it's a lot. You look back on some of these recruitments and they identify guys really early. I remember 3 years ago now, before he was a junior, Carnell Tate coming to campus, and Ohio State then already had an evaluation on him because he worked out in front of Brian Hartline, and from there that recruitment kind of started to pick up. You can point to all of those different recruitments, but it's an evaluation period. It's a get to know a kid and his family period because they come camp. It's identifying them against other guys. And figuring out what the board looks like based on who performed well at camp, along with the film that they've got so far on these guys. I think it's a large chunk. I think June is kind of understated sometimes, even in that recruiting business, because these coaches get to have these guys in the building, and work out, and that doesn't happen too often. So when you can get those kind of eyes on kids and be able to see exactly what they do, how they compete against guys, I think it's a really big chunk of the recruiting process, and it's a big chunk of making that board and filling it out and making sure that you've got the right pecking order.
So we've got that the rest of June. I mean, what is slated with the current calendar? Is July kind of the only month off for these guys, Spencer? Do they even have stuff going on then?
I think it'll be a little bit of time off. I think Ryan Day's always done a pretty good job of giving his coaches a little bit of time in July, and then they get back, for big day media days. So I think that there will be a little bit of time off before the season starts. But I'm anxious to see what the calendar looks like, to be honest with you, because they kick off August 31st, and that means camp will probably be a few days earlier. In 2019, they kicked off August 31st. They started camp, I think, August 3rd. They kicked off on August 31st when they played at Minnesota in 2021 to start the season. And I'm pretty sure camp started either August 2nd or August 4th. So, it does push that up just a few days, but that does make a difference because that means you got a few days earlier into July. You've got to start the process of getting everything ready and ramped up. So I do think there will be some time off. Like I said, Ryan Day's done a good job of that during his career of getting coaches time off. But I don't know how much it's going to be just because the calendar seems like it's a little sped up this year.
Spence, before we get you out of here, you are the noted nephew of Aunt Karen Holbrook.
Absolute drunken orgies.
How much is she looking forward to the Memorial Tournament this week out at Muirfield Village Golf Club?
Yeah, not as much as I am, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I think as long as it doesn't become the waste management, I think she's going to be okay. It's kind of it is what it is at this point with her, just because it's been here for so long, and Jack, holds such a special place to all of Ohio State. Even her, she's got a soft spot. Everybody's got a soft spot, and I think Jack is kind of near and dear to all of our hearts. And so, she's definitely not as excited as we are here in this household, but she knows what this means to the city, and I'm really excited to get out there this week. It's going to be really awesome.
I mean, we want to turn it into the Waste Management Open. Aunt Karen always says,
absolutely right.
She says no. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the week. See you out at Muirfield, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go. Spencer Holbrook, Lettermen Row with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We get juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes that we are watching, but we are watching a foggy commute for your Monday, especially out in Plain City on 33 and on I-70 coming in from West Jefferson. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan.
It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ah, the sweet sounds of spring. Baseball, birds, and the glorious hum of a freshly tuned AC system. Don't sweat it. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling Team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better AC.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Your roof took a beating from winter storms, spring rain, and sun damage. Call Legacy Roofing Services before that crack or seam becomes a major leak, costing thousands of dollars. Call Legacy today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
The memorial is here, and we'll be there. And drunk people will be there. And Scotty Scheffler's lawyer will be there. We're live from the memorial starting Wednesday.
Sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling and Orthopedic One. The Fan.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at. And make this a summer to share and save. With a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte, each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll be looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies out there today. Temperature is warming to the middle 80s by the afternoon. Tonight we drop down to the middle end of the 60s, and on your Tuesday, we'll have about a 20% chance of a pop-up storm tomorrow. Under partly cloudy skies, temperatures get up to the upper 80s by Tuesday afternoon. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Dylan Robichaud on 97.1 The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
We are on the Juice, brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Healthy, leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Bob, what's got you fired up today, buddy?
Oh, boy. It's Monday. You know what? Sometimes on Monday, Beam, you need a little levity.
Yeah.
You need some things to lighten up. You guys are huge fans of the show Jeopardy, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Shark, you're a Jeopardy guy.
Yep.
Shark watches it every night. I have it on tape delay in the library, and we just watch it whenever we have some time.
Well, I stumbled across this one, and there's some pretty intelligent contestants on there, and occasionally they'll answer things that will make you scratch your head. And this even made Trebek scratch his head. R.I.P.
Group 6. If Andy yearns for Brenda and Brenda cares about Charlene, who pines for Andy, the three of them form one of these. Kara.
What is it, threesome?
No. Roger?
What is a love triangle?
Yes, that's it. Kara has obviously had much more experience than I.
I mean,
she wasn't wrong.
She wasn't wrong.
That was a good answer.
The fact
they should have gone back during the break and be like, you know what, Carol? We have actually decided to award you those points.
I was hoping I watched it first without the sound. I was hoping she said menage a trois. That's what
Same thing.
And that would have been right also.
But I like that Trebek has the little drop in at the end. She has much more experience in that than I do.
That's why he was the GOAT, man.
He was so good. Yeah. So good. Got me laughing with that one. Very productive weekend. Lacrosse tournament yesterday down at the Fortress at Obetz. Every time I go down there, I think, I don't know how they place this here. How did they choose to put this in a neighborhood? Mm-hmm. Why? Where?
Do they still have those shipping containers out there?
There's all kinds of stuff out there, Beam. But Cullen's team ended up losing the finals to Pickerington. But good day overall. It was a nice day to watch it. Saw our guy AJ out there running around with his son Hendrix. And then I was super juiced that I got the hot tub. I'll tell the whole story here in the 8 o'clock hour. Getting it down to Portsmouth and getting it on the deck. It's just got to get into its final resting place. So hopefully we'll be able to utilize our river house a little bit and get everything going. Got the pool opened up down there. So very excited about that. But it was a lot of driving for me on Saturday. But it was a huge win. Shark, what Schlei's got to say?
The sky down in Florida is beautiful. I don't know how we don't share the same sky. It's the sky, right? But just the sky in Ohio, dadgummit if it's not gray and dreary all the time. That kind of sucks.
Dadgummit.
Shark, why don't we share the same sky?
I think we do, kind of.
I was watching, and we'll play this tomorrow, or maybe on Wednesday. I'm trying to think the head coach it was Coastal Carolina. I guess they got beat in the Super Regionals or whatever going on in the College World Series right now.
They got beaten. It would have been the regionals, the group stage coming out. Okay, they're in the Supers now.
And I was watching the press conference of the head coach of that team, Coastal Carolina, and he was talking about NIL and how it's ruining baseball and all these different things. But I did notice in that Southern accent that he also instead of saying the sport's gone down the toilet. He said he pulled a schleg and said it's gone down the toilet.
Toilet.
Yeah,
not turlet. Mm-hmm. Alex Trebek, Bob, by the way,
R.I.P.
Canadian.
Mm-hmm. Some great things came out of Canada, including my wife. Although I wasn't very happy with her on Saturday. Saturday was a great day. I got up really early, 7 o'clock, and started pruning trees, cutting up all the leaves and branches and everything, and then did a 4-hour walk. And then
4-hour walk.
I'm sorry, 4-mile walk.
I was going to say 4 hours.
Yeah,
what were you doing?
And then in the afternoon, I kept looking at the weather app on my phone, and it said full clouds all day, and it was beautiful. So I said about 1 o'clock, I'm going to the pool.
Nice.
And she was like, "Well, what time are you coming home?" "I'll be home at 4 to watch."
You go
the
by
garden.
yourself?
Well, I asked her if she wanted to come over, and she said, "No, I've got some things to do." There are other people that I know at the pool. Anyway,
Maybe.
I come home at 4
all
to
those
watch
ladies doing water
aerobics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Shark, get in here with us.
Came home at 4, and Jan wasn't home, and she wasn't home at 5 or 6 either. And then she comes home with a trunk full of plants, flowers. She says, "I'm going to plant these tonight." with your help. And I was like, okay. Spent a couple hours doing that on a Saturday night. That didn't have me juiced. Another thing that doesn't have me juiced, the NHL and NBA playoffs, we got to wait and wait and wait. The NBA finals start Thursday. The Stanley Cup finals start on Saturday. But a couple of good nuggets coming out of this Stanley Cup final. The distance between Edmonton, Alberta, and Sunrise, Florida is 2,540 miles. It's the longest distance between Stanley Cup final opponents in NHL history. So it's a really good thing that they don't travel by train anymore. And here's another nugget. On November 24th, Edmonton was 5-12-1, 10 points behind Seattle and St. Louis for the final wild card spot in the West. And yet the Oilers are heading to the Stanley Cup final. So just the third team in history to be at least 10 points out of a wild card spot and end up going to the final. There is hope for Blue Jackets fans. I thought our season was over at Thanksgiving. Well, no, we could have still made the finals.
It was over for us. I mean, not for the Oilers, but...
Well, that's what I'm saying. There is hope for us, even when it appears we're out of it on Thanksgiving. Beam.
Well, I'm glad to know that you were cheering for the Oilers in the Stanley Cup finals.
We say Oilers.
Oilers. Yeah, down the Oilers. Did you see McDavid's goal last night,
Yes.
too? I mean, it was just... if they had the Salem witchcraft trials now, he would be tried for a witch.
Do you know how many shots on goal Edmonton had last night? 10.
Yeah,
10. I mean, that's impossible.
10.
Pretty good shooting percentage.
10. They scored 2
out of 10.
Yeah, they scored 20% of the pucks that was fired towards the net, and they ended up beating Dallas. Yeah, that goal last night, though, I mean, that's just literally saying I'm putting the team on my back, and I'm getting this done. What's got me fired up this weekend? I had an awesome weekend, even though the crew had a disastrous Saturday evening. Super fired up about that. Was not fired up, so my dad and my stepmom came down to watch William while Meredith and I went out to watch the crew game on Saturday. We get home. It was probably, I'm guessing, like 11:30-ish, probably 11:45 maybe. Walk in the house. I'm like, hey, how was William? Was he fine? Because he was already to bed, like when we left. And like, hey, he's good. Didn't make a sound. You know, like they were just kind of hanging out, making sure that nothing went crazy. And then Meredith went to bed after that. At about midnight, he just started, freaking out. I'm like, all right, go put the pacifier back in and do all this song and dance that we usually do. I was up until 3:30 on Saturday morning. He was
not drunk?
No. He was hanging out, having a good time. I was reading with him, and at one point I got him out, and I'm like, all right, well, let's just play. Like if this is going to be, let's burn off some of that energy. So yeah, it was 2:30 on Saturday morning, 3:00, and I'm like, just go to bed, go to sleep.
So you're only placating into it, Beam.
Well, I know, and I did a bad thing, I guess, but it was better than him screaming at the top of his lungs.
No, it's not. He'll eventually get tired and go to sleep.
We got a new Buckeye heading into the University's Hall of Fame. That's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we're watching a big closure on I-71. Right now, all lanes of I-71 southbound are closed, stretching from the 71-270 split on the north side of town to just beyond Weber Road. Columbus police tell us this is because of a fatal crash involving a pedestrian. Your detour, use 315 southbound if you're coming in from the far north side this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. The Reds are getting close to climbing out of last place in the National League Central after taking 2 of 3 at Wrigley over the weekend. Cincinnati is just a game behind fourth place Pittsburgh. Yesterday, T.J. Friedl hit a 3-run homer as the Reds beat the Cubs 5-2. In Cleveland, the Guardians were going for a 3-game sweep of the Nationals, but Washington had a 4-run second inning off Carlos Carrasco, and that was more than enough in a 5-2 win over the Guards. Joey Meneses had a 2-run double for the Nationals. Daniel Schneemann, in his Major League debut, had a 2-run double for Cleveland. For the first time in 18 years, the Edmonton Oilers are heading to the Stanley Cup Finals. Connor McDavid had a goal and an assist as the Oilers beat the Dallas Stars 2-1 in Edmonton, giving them a 4-2 victory in the Western Conference Finals. The Oilers now meet Florida in the Cup Finals starting Saturday. Breaking sports news on The Fan.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
Hour number 3 of the program for us. On a Monday, Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark coming up here at 8:35. Joshua Perry, he's going to join the program. Talk all good things here heading into the month of June. JP coming up here in about a half hour's time.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Crew went down to Pachuca, got food poisoning and lost. 3-0 final score. I'll get into it a little bit more coming up here in our next segment. Tough time. They got just obliterated. Half step slow basically the entire time. Couldn't finish anything. Couldn't really link any passes together. Got hammered 3-0 against Pachuca in the CONCACAF Champions Cup final. Oilers 2, Stars 1 last evening. Sharky was just mentioning that. What's got him fired up. It's going to be the longest distance between two teams in an NHL Stanley Cup playoffs ever. What did you say the number was? Like 2,500 miles?
Yeah.
2,500 miles between Edmonton and Miami Gardens or wherever. Sunrise, Florida, basically a suburb of Miami. So first time since Edmonton has been back to the Cup since 2006. First time for Florida in 1 year because they were there last year and then got smoked by the Vegas Golden Knights. So that will start on Saturday. NBA finals don't start until Thursday. So we have a couple of days to wait before both sets of those finals get underway.
Yep, got a little bit of time. We'll be waiting here, Beam. So that'll... How are we going to pass that? We'll figure it out. We're going to be at the Memorial, so we'll be out there Thursday, Friday, so that's going to be exciting.
Might go out a little bit earlier this week, like a practice round, take William out there, just walk around in the stroller.
Oh, yeah. You want to cruise around? That'll be a good opportunity
like a front nine with him. That'll be pretty good. Nice little loop for us.
Good. The looper Beam?
Yeah. Get him on the bag.
Big hitter, the llama?
Yeah. And on his deathbed, he said to me, Gunga, 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 Galunga. On your deathbed, you will find eternal consciousness. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Absolutely. That's good stuff. So I took this, I had a pretty eventful Saturday. So Friday night, I probably should have went to bed earlier than I planned. I forget what I ended up watching. Oh, which We Were Soldiers.
That's right.
That Friday night. We went to the pool, had some food, had a couple cocktails, came home. It was about 8:45, 9 o'clock. Threw We Were Soldiers on with old Mel. Terrific movie. Got done with that. And the next day I was planning to take the hot tub. I'd taken it out of my neighbor's yard. Schleich came over and helped me do that. My brother George last week. So I've been sitting in the trailer. I'd mulched Thursday, Friday, got all that done. That was in the bag. Boom, felt good about it. The next stage, just get the hot tub out of here. Got to get it down to the Ohio River. It's about if I can drive it like in a normal vehicle, probably about an hour and 35, hour and 40 minutes. Towing a hot tub on a trailer, not near
2
as quick.
hours.
Yeah, not as robust. And I had to get gas before because I knew I did not want to pull in a gas station with that trailer on.
No.
And you suck gas when you're pulling a trailer. In that hot tub, it was like a sailboat, so it was not exactly fuel efficient. So we get down there, and my thought was I had to get back to Lancaster for the start of the golf outing.
Give us a timetable on the golf outing.
The good news was I thought it started at noon. It didn't. They took pictures and stuff before. They didn't actually tee off till 1.
Okay.
But still, it's a 2-hour drive in front, and my father-in-law's got some folks down there to help me. I initially thought, okay, I just want to get the hot tub off of the back of the car, the trailer. We'll get it there. I'll worry about it. I can drop the trailer off of my parents before I go to the golf outing. My boys, my two older boys, Cullen and Caleb, Cullen and RJ were riding with me, and they were going to go. So I was like, all right, we'll just get it off. The deal won't be good. It's going to be pretty heavy. So I brought the wagon just in case. And then they're like, no, let's see if we can get on the deck. Well, the deck is a wraparound deck in the back.
The pictures are pretty remarkable.
Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful views of the Ohio River. But it's like a 2-story wraparound. It's got a fence all around it. There's a pool and everything back there. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got this cart. Maybe we could wheel it up. They're like, yeah, we could just get it vertical on the cart. I'm like, no, because they've got this little covered bar area, which is right by it. You'll hit that. If you go vertical with the hot tub, it's too tall. It's like, there's no way. We're going to need like 12 or 14 guys or a telehandler, which I was also looking into. Like, you're going to have to get this thing elevated up over top of the fence, then get it down. And one of the guys down there, Josh, who's friends with my in-laws, he's like, oh, no. He goes, I think if we get the trailer alongside the deck, there's a place where the fountain used to be, and we can slide it up over there. It's pretty firm. It's got, it's all blocked, so it'll be strong enough to handle it. I'm like, all right, let's try it.
Let's give it the old college go.
And we had probably 6 or 7 guys. I'm like, I'd prefer some real strong dudes, stronger than me, but he's like, no, we'll get some straps around it. We'll have some pullers and some pushers.
Well, they're river strong.
And listen, it's rural Ohio ingenuity. Yeah. My brother thought up the stuff to get it out of there, and Schleich is like, who am I to argue with this? And I'm like, well, and so we got 2 2x4s, and it was already on like the edge of the trailer, so we were able to get it up, like slide it about 3 feet, get it up onto where this fountain area used to be. It's just plants now. Slide it over that and slid it right onto the deal. Now we have to get it down into the hole, where it like sits because it's sunken about 3 feet. And they're working on through some physics and all that stuff. Well, the good news is Josh used to work at a cemetery. He goes, oh, we'll slide this in just like they slide the coffins down.
Perfect.
So you got a gantry crane, big dog? I mean, we'll be able to. And he's like, we'll get this. We'll have dish soap on there. We can slide it right down in, pull the slats. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you put together the mental gymnastics of this, and I'll assist in any of the physical elements that I need to. And we'll get the guys to do that. But we got that done, which I thought it was just going to be sitting sitting in the driveway for the next month while I tried to figure out a way to get it around over there, which would have been the worst experience of my life. But we did get it up, get it in there, which was tremendous. Drove the trailer back, and so we got off 23. We drive 159, which is not an easy drive, especially with the trailer. Get there, play the round of golf. We're coming back, and we had dinner. That my wife had scheduled dinner with some of our friends who were out of town. Got back in 7:30. So I'm driving back, talk to some of my coaches, everybody. He was like, I'll be a little bit late. I'll meet you guys over there. And I'm driving up, and they need more signage for this. And I listen to the traffic updates all the time. But I don't know if this is every weekend or what we're doing, but 670 was closed off 71.
Yeah.
So I'm going up 670.
And you're trying to get back to your house?
I'm trying to get to the northwest of Columbus,
okay,
yes.
Yeah, that's...
Coming from the east.
You're going to do loop or either...
Well, I'm driving up 71. I got off 70, and I was furious because I just would have stayed on 70.
I got on 315.
Yeah, it would have been fine. I'm getting funneled to 6. So I'm like, oh, no, this is not good. This is bad. I had a trailer. I got rid of the trailer by that point. And I'm like, I should have stayed on 71, just cut across campus. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll go to 670. I'll loop back and just get on Leonard, and then I can get on 670 East. I thought it was, or West. I thought it was just the ramp and everything that was closed.
When you got down to 71, you saw that 670 West was still closed, from that exit.
So then I told my boys, I'm like, this is an advantage. I've been in Columbus long enough. I've driven through downtown enough. I have a decent idea of the landscape, and because none of the traffic stuff was picking it up, none of the little devices, machines, Waze, Google Maps, whatever. So all right, I'll go 71. I'll get off on Main Street, and then I'll start weave my way across downtown. So, all right, boom, 71, Main. Oh, Rich. Yeah, Rich, we can get on 315 from there.
Yep.
Perfect. Cutting across. You know what's going on this weekend?
No.
Well, do you know what's going on this weekend, Shark?
This last
Was this the Jazz and Rip Festival this weekend?
I don't know.
Something. I don't know what it was. But we're driving down Rich Street, and they've got...
That's in July.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they had something over Columbus Commons.
Arts Festival, maybe.
Perfect, even better.
That's usually right around the end of school.
Yeah, why not? And I'm driving down Rich, and they got that going. So then it takes me like another 15. Oh yeah, you're laughing. You think it's funny, don't you?
I do.
I was furious. I'm like, is the world conspiring against me right here? I felt like it was the time when we used to live down in Harrison Park, and they would run the Columbus Marathon.
Oh, you're just in there. You're in the
loop
bubble.
Literally trapped us in. And I told the one cop, I go, I'm going to drive through this. You cannot detain me inside of well, you knew. So you're telling me that by me living here, I have to give up 6 hours of my life or 8 hours of my life because we're running the marathon?
Yeah.
You got to let people out at some point. You can't just run them in a circle and say you cannot leave. I'm not parking 2 miles from my house.
What did you end up doing?
I drove through it.
Did you?
Well, wait, the cop eventually conceded.
No. This weekend.
So I kept on weaving. Dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge.
So you started
the 5 Ds.
You started off 70 westbound, get off 71 north, try to get on 670 west from there.
Baylor's just
loop back around.
Went 670 east, got off on Leonard, did a little rope-a-dope, and came
to get back off.
Go west, yeah.
Come south, get off at Main Street. You're in downtown, and then Rich is blocked off.
It wasn't blocked. It was just heavily trafficked, which I wish it would have said blocked.
Yeah.
Because then I would have at least went somewhere else. But I knew Rich. I'm like, Rich is one of the few that cuts all the way across, and I can actually get onto 315 from there.
Yeah, go down. That turned into Town Street, right?
Yeah, it's right there.
Right by, go past Land Grant, Cosi.
Go across down through the side of the mile there. Yeah. It's looking pretty. Oh, yeah, the Land Grant. I'm watching all these people drinking, having fun. I'm like, yeah, I'd like to be you. I spend another half hour traversing Columbus right now as I sit to watch all the people on the patios and bars. I'm like,
pit stop.
And I'm like, I got to shower first still because I've been playing golf all day. And before that, I was moving a hot tub. Can't just go out to dinner. I stink. And I'm watching all these folks just sitting out there on the patios, enjoying their beverages in our nice San Diego style weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was great. Then I walk up to dinner. I was like, oh, hey, where's such and such? Her husband's there and she wasn't. Like, it's a sore subject. Then I find out that their daughter got a flat tire on 670.
Oh, my God.
I was like, that sounds great.
That does sound awful.
Yeah, like, why not?
We went down to Parsons yesterday. Meredith was playing Mahjong with some of her friends, and so my mom and my stepdad came up.
Is there a nursing home over there?
It was so funny. I was talking to one of our buddies who's a bartender,
Mahjong.
Pat, who is a bartender over at Parsons.
They actually talked about that in Wedding Crashers.
They did talk about that in Wedding Crashers, and I was talking to my buddy. He goes, hey, where's Meredith today? I said, she's playing Mahjong, and he just looks at me and goes, how old is she? And so we went down there yesterday, and we got caught in traffic on 71 because, we get off at Main, loop around to Parsons, and then boom, you're right there. And
that 71 is backed up because of the 670 being closed, so it wasn't like it was a smooth.
Yeah.
And my son's like, I don't like it when you get angry and you drive. I'm not angry. I'm just frustrated right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is my failure, and I miscalculated this. I should have had a better plan, and I don't.
When is that construction going to be finished?
I think 3 years, something like that.
Well, I said the good news, too, to my stepdad and my mom yesterday. I said, well, the good news about 70-71, that interchange, it's going to be done in 2036. Yeah. So we got that to look forward to.
My thing is, the problem is, it kills me, is open during the week.
Yeah, and then on the weekend.
It lulls me to sleep.
Dead.
Like at least when I was in school, Shark, you remember when they redid the 315, 670, that whole mess down there?
Yep.
So like my whole high school and early college, I was closed. I think they opened it back up my senior year. And so I'd have to go 104, and then they reopened the 315, but then they closed 670 and everything else. It was a mess. But at least it was consistently closed, so you build in other ways in your head. The worst is just, I'm like, I would have stayed on 70. It's got sack punched right now. And I got nothing. I'm trying to loop around it, and you're closing down every other way. It's like, I don't want to drive all the way around the loop to take 315 south.
My stepdad goes, it's Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Yes.
What are you doing? I said, this is just the way it is.
Exactly.
Just the way, this is just how we exist here.
It's big city traffic, and I don't like that.
Yeah, it was terrible. I'm with you on that. By the way, 670. Like we know it when we have traffic updates, and they say, "Well, it's 670 West. That's going to be closed. That's going to happen for a couple more years." It's like, thanks a lot.
I quit listening to him.
It's just going to be a mess. It's just going to be a disaster. We got a new Buckeye heading into the Ohio State Hall of Fame. That's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching a big closure on I-71 southbound. All of the southbound lanes are shut down at the 270-71 split, stretching all the way past Weber Road. This is because of a police incident they are investigating. Your detour, use 315 southbound if you are coming in from the far north side this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
With Tim Hortons 2 hot breakfast sandwiches for $6 deal, you can mix and match your favorites. Mix and match between savory sausage or naturally hickory smoked bacon. Mix and match between an English muffin or flaky biscuit. Any two served with a freshly cracked egg and melted cheese. You can even mix and match how you share it. One for you, one for them, two for them, or two just for you. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches for just $6. It's time for Tim's. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Single item at regular price. Modifications and tax extra. Additional terms apply.
The Columbus Men's Clinic opened in 2014 for guys who get it done. Let's talk, fellas. You solve problems all day at work. You fix your sink when it's broken. But when it comes to ED and low T, it doesn't get done. We get it. You hate going to the doctor, but you're the guy that fixes things. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, there's nothing to fear and no reason to delay. We've been destroying bedroom boredom for a decade. So if you haven't fixed this, call us. When the pills fail, call us. If you feel like you've tried everything, call us. Here, there's hope. From the conventional to the next level. You'll be seen by our friendly, discreet physician who will take the time to listen. Imagine finally taking care of this with no surgery. Imagine going from feeling gray to living life in vibrant color. It's time to be confident. Join the thousands of guys who have found success after walking through our doors. Will you be one of them? Dial 614-300-7400 or go to ColumbusMen'sClinic.com to schedule a $99 male performance consultation, including blood work. Do it for you. Do it for her. ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Book your appointment now.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
The Fan is your home for the Dallas Cowboys.
No, we're not. You can't say that. Take 2.
The Fan is your home of the Buckeyes. Yes, that's right. Same thing, but more playoff success. Now give Big Voice Guy another brandy. Thank you. The Fan.
Roof leaks and damage can ruin your business and your reputation. Property management pros trust Legacy Roofing Services, Ohio's leader in commercial roof repair, replacement, and ongoing maintenance. At Legacy, our reputation for fast, reliable, safe, and permanent roofing services for commercial buildings can solve your roofing problems before they become roofing nightmares. Call Legacy Roofing Services today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and the playoff action is here, and there isn't a more rewarding sportsbook in the game than Tipico. Get ready to bet on the biggest games of the year, the playoff basketball, the hockey, the actions every night. You want to make the most of every game, you've got to bet with Tipico. You'll get up to 5% cash back on your bets. Claim your new sign-up bonus now and get $150 in protected bets when you deposit $100. Sign up now. Enter the promo code TheFan150 to get your bonus. Download the Tipico Sportsbook app today. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions do apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Every year, Adult Protective Services receives thousands of reports of elder abuse, exploitation, and neglect in Ohio. When a report is received, Adult Protective Services can check in and provide help if needed. If someone you know is showing signs of elder maltreatment, don't hesitate to call 855-OHIO-APS. Let's work together to help every Ohioan age safely.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today we're going to be looking at partly the mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be warming up to the middle end of the 80s. Heading into this evening and going into tonight, we drop it back down to the middle end of the 60s. And then heading into your Tuesday, we'll be looking at partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of a pop-up storm. The high tomorrow will be 87. The humidity increases tomorrow as well. That's your latest forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up in our next segment, Joshua Perry, he's going to join the program. I'm sure he can tell some tales about this guy. Former Ohio State quarterback Braxton Miller announced late last week that he has been selected for the Ohio State Athletics Hall of Fame class of 2024. First of all, I mean, that is a well-earned honor for Braxton with what he did for Ohio State. I mean, you want to talk about human highlight reel? That's the guy. He is the guy. Two-time Offensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten, threw for 4,133 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 13 picks, all for in the meantime, while running for 2,339 yards and 25 touchdowns. Again, 4,000 yards in the air, 2,339 on the ground, and 25 touchdowns. That ground number is crazy.
No, his ability is unparalleled. Good news. Someone in the chat, Gene, just threw in their heads up, Bobby. There's something going on. It closes down streets of downtown every week during the summer, and I remember that. I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday. I was watching the news and they put up like the full list of events like every week.
Yeah. We were just about to get smoked with events downtown,
which is good. I mean, it's
it's great. Yeah, it's great. But if you're planning on going downtown just for like a little jaunt,
it's
without a goal, maybe don't do that.
Yeah, the goal was to get across downtown. That was
dead.
It was like Washington crossing the Delaware.
We drove back up from Parsons yesterday. We just drove up 4th all the way.
Yeah, it's a smart move.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't even want to battle 71 right now. I want no part in that.
Yeah, that's a smart move, man.
Just drove up all the way through 4th, and my stepdad's like, where am I at in town? I'm like, well, we're running parallel to 71. Mm-hmm. How we got down here, we're just going back the other way. Do you have a memory of Braxton that stands out more than the rest? Because we had played Braxton for forever. I mean, he's originally from Springfield.
Them not calling a run to Carlos Hyde, and Jeff Hireman letting the block slide off of him
against Sparty
in the 2013.
That was a bad one.
Yeah, that's I always remember the worst stuff more than the best. It's terrible.
That was Sad Pizza. That was Urban Sad Pizza.
That was the Sad Pizza game. Mm-hmm. Exactly. That Orange Bowl against Clemson wasn't very good.
Mm-mm.
But some of the
Sammy Watkins in that game.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins had like
250 receiving yards.
He had a lot. I think they got him top 5 overall pick status. Bradley Roby had a beat up shoulder that game, or maybe he didn't play. That's what it was. I think maybe he didn't play because his shoulder was bad. So yeah, there was just a lot of stuff going on. But Braxton, honestly, some of the most dynamic plays you'll have ever seen. The stuff against Penn State, the run against Michigan. I mean, he was such an electric athlete. And in 2012, it was like him and the him and Hyde show. Like that's all they had on offense, and it really. the play will probably be the throw against Wisconsin for me his freshman year.
And that would have been Devin Smith, right?
Throw to Devin Smith, freshman to freshman, fix the coach. They're playing the Rustler, Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And nobody thought they had any business winning that game. Wisconsin was probably a top 5 team, I'm guessing, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then pulling out the win and beating them. So it was a great job out of Braxton.
Yeah, it really was. I told you, I played Braxton for forever. Like in youth football, he was with Springfield. It was actually, do you remember the name Bishop Sankey at all, Bob?
Bishop Sycamore.
Not him. Do you remember the name Bishop Sankey as a running back? I think he went to Washington. So there was a 3 players on Springfield's team at a youth level. It was Braxton, it was Bishop Sankey, and then it was Trey DePriest who played for Alabama.
I remember Trey, too.
So, it was all 3 of those guys, and they would just
because I think he was on that 14 team.
He was on that Alabama team.
Yeah,
he was on that Alabama team.
Said you picked the wrong team.
And so they would just smoke us. And then Braxton moved to Wayne, and I'll never forget it. I mean, one of my friend's dad who would like coach the defense in youth football, right? You know how you got coaches standing out on the field, like behind the play. And the way he tells it is way better than me because he gets super animated. And he's from Massillon, too. Like, he just lives and loves youth football.
Massillon.
Yeah, loves everything about it. And the way that he described it, he was like, I knew that kid was different. He goes, everybody just follows the ball in youth sports, whether it be soccer or football. He's like, so I can't see him, back there playing quarterback because he's standing as like the defensive coach. So he's like 20, 30 yards behind the play. And he's like, so I can't see him. All I see is the pile of bodies move to the left. I see the pile of bodies like move to the right, as he's like dancing back there in the backfield because obviously he played quarterback. And then he was like, and then I saw this freight train of like an 11-year-old just running right at me, popped through the body of children and was just running right at me. And he was like, I didn't know what to do. I started getting into my stutter steps, like my athletic stance, and then I just had to hit the ground. He was like, I just went down.
Out of the way.
He's like, I had to just dive out of his way. Again, he's 11 years old. He's like, I had to get out of the way. I had to get out of his way.
That's pretty remarkable. That's the type of athlete he was, even at a young age. Very, very gifted player.
Absolutely, man.
Awesome to see that. Very well deserved for Braxton. And just his career here was so interesting because I feel like the first couple years aren't given the correct due, just given to what happened to him in 14. Then they win the title. And then in 15, probably the worst thing that happened to him was the spin move because that set like an unrealistic level of expectations for what he was going to be able to do in his first season ever in football not playing quarterback, which there was going to be an evaluation, a learning phase and acclimation period, and that was just never given. And in that 15 year, maybe the coaching situation wasn't great either. There was just a lot of stuff that set up. Well, I talked to Josh Perry about it next. He was on that team, and we were recording our show for YouTube on Sunday. Yesterday, we were going through some of his greatest plays and the stuff how Joshua remembers him, and it might be interesting for you to kind of hear what he views his best plays of all time.
I think for Buckeye fans out there, though, you will enjoy this.
Snap to Miller out of the shotgun. Drops to the 50. Now steps behind the 50. Runs to the right side of the 45 of Wisconsin to the 40. Throws it long down the field toward the end zone. Devin Smith. Touchdown! Got it, Devin Smith! He's got it for a touchdown in the middle of the end zone. Got behind Marcus Cromartie. Devin Smith. His 4th touchdown catch of the year. And with 20 seconds to play, Braxton Miller bought time by rolling to the right. What do you know? It's 32-29 Ohio State.
The South stands were shaking.
Oh, yeah. That was a huge play. So they beat Illinois the week before, 16th ranked. Wisconsin was 15th ranked. And they beat Indiana. They lose to Purdue at Purdue the next week in overtime. Lose a close one to Penn State, 20-14. And then lost that 6-point loss to Michigan as well. But that season, they lost 7 games, but every game was within a score.
Yeah.
I mean, they were all super tight. It's wild. Outside of that, Miami lost down there with Bowserman. But once Braxton started playing, he brought them life, and it was very impressive.
To do that as a true freshman, too, is crazy. Joshua Perry, he's going to join us. He'll share some Braxton tales with us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching a big closure on I-71. All of the southbound lanes of 71 are shut down this morning. It stretches from the 270-71 split on the north side of town all the way past Weber Road. If you are coming in from Delaware County or anywhere north of 270, take 315 southbound this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I work for Meijer. People always ask, why do I shop there? It's because I can get great quality and value in one stop. Like this week's hottest deals on certified Angus beef and locally grown asparagus. Plus, I can earn M-Perks points every time I shop for groceries, apparel, at the pharmacy, or when I'm at the pump. Meijer has all I need in just one stop, and the same low Meijer prices in-store and online. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Don't miss the hot deals at the Right Rug Flooring Outlet Super Sale. 2 locations, Poth Road in Whitehall and Hebron Road in Heath. Save up to 80% on truckloads of floors and more, including tiles starting at 19 cents a square foot. Find a massive selection of laminate, luxury vinyl, and carpet, all drastically reduced. Everything for your next project. 24-month financing is available with approved credit. Hurry, the Right Rug Flooring Outlet Super Sale ends June 5th. Dealers welcome.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
We go to war for you. If you've been a bus accident victim, don't suffer in silence. Call attorney Robert Scherger at 877-WAR-FOR-YOU for a free consultation. Know your rights and get results. Visit warforyou.com for more information. warforyou.com.
Are your feet stopping you from being active and making it difficult to get healthier? Trade in your bad feet and start the new year with good feet and get healthy in 2024. Wouldn't it be nice to work, walk, and play pain-free again?
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards scoring courtside seats for your favorite team. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can score courtside seats. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but courtside seats can be astronomical. Maybe if your team plays in a smaller market, you could swing it. Even still, it's unlikely. Maybe 4th row, which are still incredible seats that you'll enjoy greatly. Savings possible. Courtside, long shot. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Progressive cannot guarantee that someone really tall will not sit in front of you at the game, rendering your excellent seats just okay.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Beamer and Shark love baseball. Bobby wants to murder Rob Manfred with his bare hands. See? A little something for everyone. This is Morning Juice.
Monday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Right now we're heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, checking with our good friend. He is Joshua Perry. JP, thanks very much for the time, buddy. Always appreciate it. We were just talking about Braxton going in, being inducted into the Ohio State Athletics Hall of Fame. Obviously, teammate of yours at Ohio State. We were just kind of going over some of our favorite plays of Braxton, and I really do think one of the more unheralded careers in Buckeye football, JP.
Yeah, no, Braxton was ridiculous. And I think it was overshadowed really by 2014, the season he was hurt, where we went on to win the championship. But I look back at 2011 as a guy, he was coming in. I was a high school senior at the time, but I'm watching him, and he had some great moments in a year where he probably didn't expect he was going to be playing a ton. You get to 2012, and once again, he continued to build off of that. 2013 was really a year for me because we had a really, really bad defense. And he basically won us some games that we probably shouldn't have won. You talk about some of the best plays from a career. I remember the one from Penn State where, we're on like the 5-yard line. He just shakes a guy out of the shoes in a phone booth and then dives into the end zone. And that's what you saw all the time. And he brought it to practice. He was a phenomenal leader. And I think the 2014 season kind of transformed him too, where, he had to find a way to be impactful for us while not being in the game. Helped him develop as a leader. And then in 15, changes positions, has a couple moments there, probably not the year that he would have wanted, but like you would never know it because he came to work every day. So it's a deserved honor for Braxton. I'm excited for him.
With that Penn State play, is that Penn State play the best for you, Joshua?
Yeah, I think, it's the one because I don't know many guys who could do that. Like there are a million plays of like Braxton running away from guys. And he was that electric, but the idea that, close quarters, you got a defensive lineman in your face, you hit a step back like you're on a basketball court, and then you just go ahead into the end zone. It was ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. The crazy part is the side-eye vision, the vision that he also has, but then for his body to follow that up, Joshua, because if you go back and look at that Penn State play, it's a free runner on him. And Bob and I were talking about in one of the breaks leading into this, it's like I don't think many coaches are going to go to the coaching handbook and say, you know what you need to do in this situation? Back juke. Like, it's just not, it shouldn't be in the arsenal.
Well, here's the other part is everybody has a plan, right? Like as an athlete, you have a plan and you know what's in your toolbox, and every once in a while you try to pull something out there and it doesn't go as planned, right? Like there are a couple of moments where I'm like, damn, I really overestimated my athleticism, right? I was a little too confident what I could do. And for Braxton, like I don't even think that it ever came down to that. Like anything that was a part of the plan, any tool that was in the toolbox, he could execute it whenever he needed to.
And it's amazing, like that free runner. Coach, like Fick would have said the same thing to us. Joshua, you're coming off the edge, hug tight down the line, don't get depth, like take an upfield shoulder, and old boy just went flying right by. I felt so bad for him. Like fundamentally, dudes, you did it all right. Like there's nothing else. I would love to know what the coaching point was in the meeting that next day. Like
we've been in those meetings though. It's one of those where you just kind of look at coach and he looks at you. And then it's like, nothing you can do about that. And you just move on to the next play.
How many times did he get you with that stutter step, too? Like when he was in, free range of motion, running down the sideline, too? Because he would do that leg kick stutter step, and, like, every time it bit the defender.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Bobby's talking about it right now. Like, there's a fundamental that you teach with, and typically if you follow the fundamentals, you can match up with a better athlete. And for Braxton, like the hard part is when you're in chase mode, it's almost like I need to take a steeper angle so I can make sure that he doesn't outrun it, which is fine. But then when you're in phase, he's just going to hit you with the stutter and he's going to burst, and there's no shot for you at that point. So, like, again, when you have fundamentals, like you're a great angle taker, if you're a guy who knows how to track the hip, track the shoulder, whatever they teach you, typically you're in good position. For Braxton, it didn't matter. Like he was going to erase the fundamentals out of the game. And then it just becomes like athlete versus athlete. And he's always got the upper hand in that competition.
Absolutely. This weekend, Joshua, they started official visits for the summer, kind of a new timeline for football with the NCAA. What was your official visit at Ohio State like?
So my official visit was, we were doing the fall official. So we did it in December, and it was basically the group of guys that had committed for my class that all got together. So it was the first weekend where we really got to spend an extended amount of time together. Like, we had bumped into each other at games and recruiting visits, whatnot, but having an itinerary and spending all that time together was great. Some of the stories I will not tell here because I'll get some guys in trouble. But it basically kicked off what ended up being basically 4 years of just hanging out and having a great time. And I thought it was really impressive, just seeing the group that we had. And it was a special group at the end of the day, but you could tell because this is also a time where guys were choosing to pick Ohio State. With a little bit of a question about what things were going to be. Some of the guys that committed to Coach Fick, some of the guys that committed to Coach Tress. Urban was trying to close out the class there. So it was a little bit of a blend of different personalities and people coming together, but everybody kind of with the same question of, what can we do? But I'll go back to Braxton here. I was at that Wisconsin game in 2011 where he had that shot to Devin Smith. And that was one of the moments where I said, I really do want to be a part of this. Regardless of what the future could be, regardless of the questions that we have, this place is still going to be special. And I think a lot of the guys on that trip had the same mentality. Now, it's interesting watching the young dudes go through this because I see my guy, James Laurinaitis, up there posing with the recruits.
Yeah.
We didn't have the photo booth. There was no leather-bound couch with all of the jerseys hanging up in the background and the rings on the table. It was a little bit of a different feel when we used to take official visits.
He is Joshua Perry with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. You know what I noticed about those pictures that you're talking about, JP, and I saw James posted on his Instagram? I noticed that they had Mike's jersey in the background, they had the 63, so I texted him a picture of it. I'm like, hey, they're using your jersey in the recruiting room. And just classic Mike Bennett, he goes, as they should be. I was a dog. I was I was not expecting to see Mike's jersey in the recruiting room, but there it was.
Shout out to my guy Mike, who is a lawyer now. Awesome work out of him. But that's a typical Mike Bennett response. I mean, it's one of the cool things is you do get to see some of the memorabilia that's in there, some personal effects from guys who had been in the program, no doubt. But looking at some of the photos, the thing that I realized is whether I am capable or not, I could never be a college football coach because the last thing I'm going to do is have a 17-year-old tell me what pose I need to do in a photo and try to replicate it. I just know it's not going to look right for me. Shout out to James because he looks cool. I just know it wouldn't be cool if I did it.
JP, do you think, I know that Ohio State's putting a lot of focusing now, on the official visits in their June calendar, and they're kind of getting away with, the game day visits. Not to say that there's not going to be any, but, traditionally, a big night game, you'd have, 30, 40, 50 kind of prospects in there. They're kind of going away from that. Does that bum you out at all? Because, you're just talking about the 2011 game, how it's, kind of sealed the deal for you that you were going to come here.
Yeah, it's a little bit, right? And I think one of the positives of doing it right now is the weather is beautiful. It's cooperating. So you're not courting a kid from South Florida and trying to find him a coat on the visit. So I think, there's some of that that's involved in it. I'd love to see NBC selfishly get a big Ohio State night game and turn that into a huge recruiting weekend for the Buckeyes. But, Fox has got number one pick, and Ohio State's typically going to be in the conversation for that. And I've come to love Big Noon. Certainly not the best entertainment environment for recruits. So I like what they're doing in the summer. And Columbus in the summer is a place where everybody wants to be.
Joshua, can I interest you on a week to? Never mind. That's BTN. Oh no, you guys have. No, they have BTN. I was thinking that Western Michigan was going to be a night game on NBC. We got to get you one, Joshua. We'll see what we can do.
Oh man, I'm not trying to hate on Western Michigan here, but we had a couple of early night games last year that were about that, where at halftime we were really struggling to figure out some of the storylines there. So I'll leave that to my guys at BTN. I'm sure Jake Butt will be on the call, and he'll do a hell of a job with it.
Hey, man, sometimes you just got to start talking, see where it goes. But like Michael Scott, I don't even know where this sentence is going to end at, but it's going to end somewhere. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a fantastic week, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, take care, guys.
There he goes, Joshua Perry with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching a big closure on I-71. All of the southbound lanes of 71 are shut down this morning. It stretches from the 270-71 split on the north side of town all the way past Weber Road. If you are coming in from Delaware County or anywhere north of 270, take 315 southbound this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Need parts fast? O'Reilly Auto Parts has fast. Need them now? We've got now. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. We're O'Reilly Fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For roof leaks and roof replacements, call Legacy Roofing Services, Central Ohio's commercial roofing leader. Legacy Roofing Services, ranked in the top 100 roofers in America. Call Legacy today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. It is almost that time for Columbus's biggest golf event of the year.
Yep, the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino is giving away all sorts of prizes for their Memorial Wager and Win drawings on Thursday, June 6th at 6 p.m.
When?
Thursday, June 6th at 6 p.m.
You can win fabulous prizes like Memorial Tournament tickets, golf clubs, and more now until June 6th.
Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Ohio Mulch, Landscape Supply.
Hi, this is Ron Frost with Ohio Mulch, and here's to Ohio Mulch celebrating 40 years of making the community a greener and more beautiful place, one garden at a time. Don't miss out on the opportunities to elevate your outdoor space and to be part of a journey towards the next 40 successful years. Check out our promotions online at ohiomulch.com.
Ohio Mulch, Landscape Supply. Greener, greener, better.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app, or listen at home on your smart speaker, or open up the iHeartRadio app, or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Fan weather.
from the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll be looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies out there today. Temperature is warming to the middle 80s by the afternoon. Tonight we drop down to the middle end of the 60s, and on your Tuesday, we'll have about a 20% chance of a pop-up storm tomorrow. Under partly cloudy skies, temperatures get up to the upper 80s by Tuesday afternoon. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Dylan Robichaud on 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Wrap things up here. Monday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, and Mark the Shark. And we here on The Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Austin Ward going to join the boys coming up here at 10:33 here a little bit later on this morning. Austin Ward will also be on with us tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. all the way until 9 a.m., filling in for the big dog tomorrow.
It'll be fun.
Be a great time with Austin.
Oh, yeah.
Recap his trip to Schlitterbahn.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, down to Texas, the hills down there. What's got going on?
It'll be good. So I'll just be in and out, quick day gone, but I'll be back on Wednesday, Beam.
Perfect.
So we'll be ready to go.
And we're going to talk to Schlegs tonight, so you will technically make an appearance on tomorrow's program.
I'll be on 6:30 and
that if he decides to call in.
Oh, he'll be good. Schlegs will be ready to go. He's running around like a skittish cat, but he'll be ready to rock for tomorrow. I'm excited for that.
Absolutely, man. Should be good. We just saw a preview for House of the Dragon season 2. Yeah, season 2 coming back on. Release date for that Sunday, June 16th. That is a Father's Day special
and a Beam's birthday special.
And a birthday special. That's a pretty good way to end a birthday and Father's Day. I mean, you'll have the U.S. Open going on. The final round of the U.S. Open will be played that day. That will have been over for a couple hours. And then, is that a 9 o'clock start or a 10 o'clock start on Sundays? I forget.
I think they're 9.
Okay.
10's late. I think it's 9.
Yeah, so that's a 9 o'clock start on Sunday, which 1,000% I will be watching.
Yeah, that'll be good. Now they're back to the summer as opposed to the fall. That was a rough deal.
Well, and remember they took they take 2 years off? Or
it came out in the fall. It was like a year and a half.
That's
so
right.
To get it back to the spring. So we've had to wait through it. So I might actually dip in, try to start rewatching some of those. I always would rewatch the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I guess I need to figure kind of back out what was going on. I don't remember kind of where we left off.
We started at Game of Thrones in season 5, so we watched 1 through 4, went right into 5, and then the next year I watched 1 through 5 with 6, 1 through 7, 1 through 6 with 7, 1 through 7 with 8. I went all the way there, so I watched the early ones a lot, which is great. But I feel like I need to get kind of a refresher course on this. So. Yeah, you can talk to Uncle Bo about that tomorrow. I wish I was going to be on because I wanted to talk to him about, getting his boys ready for the Memorial Day patriotic movie marathon that we did at our house, and see where he thinks his kids would be with a good Lone Survivor, Black Hawk Down.
Oh, we'll ask him about that tomorrow. Or do you want me to wait? You
can ask him. I mean, I might. No, I'll be flying by then.
Okay,
that'll be my flight. It's okay. I can always. You know what, Beam? Can hop on. It's available on YouTube. I can watch it.
That's right.
I can also find it on all kinds of social media, all of our social media stuff. So we're available all the time in all kinds of mediums.
Of course we are. Anywhere you get your podcast from, we're there. Anywhere you get your live streams at, we're there. We're now on this thing called YouTube. We're on there. It's this gigantic video
It was a big
platform.
deal for us to get the guys from YouTube to come down and film it.
Every day. They're here all day, every day. Little guys just hanging out in the corner, filming us. It's very nice of them to give us some of their time like that.
Shark becoming the executive producer of the show. He's like Jerry Bruckheimer over there.
Shark, is that your guy that did Jerry Bruckheimer? Does he do Survivor?
No.
He does Law and Order and all the crime dramas.
Who am I thinking of that does Survivor? It's like another famous producer who does Mark something.
Mark what?
Mark Twain.
I don't remember.
Mark Twain.
What season do we have a new Survivor going right now?
No, we just wrapped up 2 weeks ago, Beam.
Okay.
Starting a new one in the fall.
Do you have a favorite season of all time?
Was it Harvey Weinstein? Is that who you got?
No, it wasn't Harvey. Otherwise, the show probably wouldn't be on anymore.
Well, you had that picture of him in your queue. Well, that's what I thought. Because you love Survivor and him so much.
Yes. Right next to my picture of Jeffrey Dahmer.
46 seasons of that. Oh, my God. Does it still rate well? I mean, it has to if they're 46 seasons in.
Which, if you watch some of the movies they're making now and everything else, well, we're in the bad content era. They called it, Shark, there was the golden age of Hollywood. Like, we're in the bad content era now. There's just so much that if they volume shoot, there'll be something good. But there's not a lot of good stuff out there.
We started watching a couple of weeks ago because we need a new show to watch, and we're not really like I'm watching Shogun by myself. I haven't jumped into that in the last couple of weeks. Maybe I'll do that later on this evening. But Meredith and I started watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Laugh out loud funny.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's a really good one.
Laugh out loud funny. I'm just trying to think. I mean, I'm going through these 46 seasons, Shark. Yeah. 3 tribes of 6 new players. I mean, all kinds of different stuff going on over here.
It used to be 39 days you had to be out there. Now it's only 26.
See, it's soft. That was what my coach was telling me. He's an Army Ranger. He goes, we used to have to do 58 days in the field. He goes, now they broke it down to like
58. That's a long
consecutive. He goes, you got 1 MRE a day. He told one.
Wow.
He told me how I got some great stories about how they would kill animals and different things and what they would do to kill
they're
them.
living off the land.
Yes. Because now they broke it down. It's, 2 days of like 20 or something. So this isn't even near tough enough. I mean, it was amazing. You're talking about the greatest fighting force in the history of the world. I mean, he's an airborne ranger through and through. He's the best.
Is this on Saturday when he was talking?
Yes. And my son's listening to it. So I go, oh, gosh. But I go, you know what? I was his age when I met him, Coach Albo. He was my dad's first hire at Lancaster, and he was with him all 21 or however many years he was the head coach, and he's still there. He's a alum, and when he got done, he went to the Army Rangers and got his teaching degree and has been teaching ever since.
That's terrific, man. Well, have a great day tomorrow. Before we get out of here today, our daily fan poll is at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. What Braxton Miller highlight play at Ohio State is your favorite? Late touchdown pass against Wisconsin, long touchdown run against Michigan. Those were in the all whites too. He was looking pretty sweet when he was breaking away from the Wolverines up there in that one. The phone booth touchdown against Penn State there at Happy Valley, or the spin move against Virginia Tech. I have to go with the Penn State play. It's there. It's on the road. It's at Happy Valley, and he just makes supreme athletes look like they're not supreme athletes.
Yeah, and this is Penn State. This isn't Western Michigan they were playing.
No.
There's NFL dudes on that field.
Yeah, I saw Adrian Amos was there, and I'm like, he's had a long NFL career, and he was one of the guys that got shook. Bob had a great time today. What do you say we reconvene on Wednesday if they allow us? You good with that?
Yes, sir.
Everybody have a great day. Uncle Bo and the boys are up next. A-Ward Sports and I will be back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching a big closure on I-71 southbound. All southbound lanes are shut down of 71, starting at that 270-71 split on the north side of town, stretching all the way past Weber Road. Your detour, use 315 southbound if you're coming in from the north side of town. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
This is a Fan Action Update.
This NFL Action Update is brought to you by Tipico. Gambling come for 1-800-GAMBLER. The Baltimore Ravens are the favorite in the AFC North at plus 140. Their odds to make the playoffs this season are minus 260 to make and plus 205 to miss. Over-under season win total sits at 11.5 games, and the Ravens are plus 950 to win the Super Bowl. Good for the third best odds in the NFL. For your Tipico Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
This is Paige, owner of Awaken 180, with a buzz term for you, GLP-1. The buzz part doesn't mean GLP-1 isn't important. Quite the opposite. GLP-1 is a crucial hormone produced in our gut that regulates blood sugar and appetite. Basically, it helps control our weight. The buzz is because pharmaceutical companies are positioning medications as your only treatment option. But that's not true. Losing weight with Awaken 180 already supports GLP-1 function, and we're now introducing GLP-1 Balance. GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180 addresses the root causes of weight issues by focusing on nutrition, gut health, and sleep. By addressing these areas, your body naturally balances GLP-1 levels, making weight loss easier and more sustainable without lifelong medications or side effects. If you're curious about GLP-1 Balance and how it can work for you, Talk with us. Find us online at awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180, your long-term solution for weight loss.
If you're about to get engaged or ready to walk down the aisle, your true love deserves a true jeweler, the Diamond Seller. As a true jeweler, we not only have designer collections to meet your bridal needs, but we also have talented in-house designers who can create something truly one of a kind. Visit the Diamond Seller today.
Hot under the collar? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix that fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Broadcast